right, guys, happy Friday, April 26th. We are here live, gonna hang out, have a drink, have a smoke, talk over some of these AMC Q1 preliminary results. Adam Aaron surprising everybody, releasing quite some quite impressive details for Q1. We knew Q1 was going to be a little bit of a struggle with box office this year, Q1 being 100 million lower than Q1 last year. But wow, we'll pull it up here in just a minute. I'm waiting for some guests to I actually see some waiting in the back room, and maybe we'll have some more join in. But despite this box office for January through March being slower than last year, we have results that are better than last year. And I can't wait to find out the details behind this. And that will be on Wednesday, May 8th. I think that's a Wednesday after the market closes. We'll be covering that live here. In fact, we'll be covering for sure. I'll be live when the market closes, and then we'll hang out and chat while we wait the hour or so that it takes. 4 p.m. Central will be that earnings call. So get your drinks ready for a cheers in a minute. I'm going to pour my what's left of my birthday bourbon here, and let's get some of these guests in to say hello. Let's get this drink chilling on a piece of ice here real quick. And let's bring in Mediocre Trader, also known as the Monkey Tamer. Mediocre, how you doing, my friend?
What's up, man?
What's up, brother?
What's up, brother?
Hey, what do you think about these results?
I mean, I'm liking it. I wasn't expecting that. I mean, you got a good spreadsheet we've been talking about for a while, and we underestimated quite a bit, huh?
Not quite a bit. I mean, we were off, I think, about 13 million on the revenue, but way off on the net income. And so I had to spend a little bit of time today going in and tweaking. Thankfully, Adam Aaron and AMC, Sean Goodman, gave us enough details in this press release that I was able to, let me fix this so that I'm not hogging up the screen. We got enough details that I was able to go in and massage the spreadsheet and make it all make sense. So maybe we'll look at that tonight. Maybe I'll wait till tomorrow and do a more detailed video. But at any rate, we'll find out the exact numbers on May 8th. And the thing that I had to go in and massage was, how do we get from this great box office to even, great, considering that domestic box office was 1.6 billion. How do we take it from that to figure out how the earnings, the net income was so improved over what we would normally expect on that revenue? It was still a negative number, but normal spreadsheet expectations would have had the net income not as good as they did. So I had to massage it, and I think we got it figured out.
Yeah, I appreciate you doing that. I remember you were working on that earlier today, and right after hours that came out. I was surprised the stock movement, to be honest, but it is what it is.
Let's talk about that for a second. Let me put up that screen here, and we can look at it together. Share screen.
I wish it held that gain it got, but it didn't.
So this is where we got the news, this big pop-up. The Discord went wild there for a minute.
Yeah.
And we scrambled to find the news, but then we found the news, and they had dropped the prelim results. And then it kind of came back down as people took over reading what the algos had initially shot up. Here's what I think, Mediocre, and I'm curious your thoughts, because we've been debating for a week if the Q1 results are baked in to the current price, or if we think whenever they announce them, if the price would go up or down. We've been talking about that for a good week now. Since we came back down to about where we were after hours, and everybody knows the numbers now. I am going to stick with what I said this week to all you guys, that I think it's baked in, that we're not going to see this huge gyration of numbers or a drop to $1.50 like some of the people have been saying based on the actual results. Because, I mean, heck, we've already been beaten down to 942 million market cap.
Yeah.
So what do you think? What do you think it meant with after hours? What do you think is going to happen when they have the earnings call or in the next week?
Well, I don't know. That's the thing, is Adam Aaron also tweeted too, which I don't really like to talk about his tweets too much, but he said he'll have much to say in the earnings call as well. So I'm curious to see what else he has to say, but I'm not expecting too much. You know what I mean? I mean, I think we're at a fair value right here. No, that's what I think.
I see on my broker anyways that the shares outstanding has been updated already. I was thinking it would be today or early next week. They've already updated the shares outstanding to the numbers that were in that proxy that we talked about a couple days ago, 276.39 million shares. And we got some more update on that in today's press release too. But with the current shares outstanding, 276 million up from 263 million. So around 13 million, 12.8 to be exact, 942 million market cap. And we think that is, close to a fair value, right? At least that's where the market wants it.
Yeah.
Based on current earnings expectations.
Yeah, I'm thinking they're trying to keep it somewhere around $1 billion market cap, and I've been basing my trading off of that, and it's been working.
All right.
You.
Yeah, I since people like to misquote, misstate, lie, and otherwise get our information wrong, Mediocre, I did all the shills and the conspiracy theorist a favor and went ahead and published in detail on Twitter this afternoon exactly the trading that I did in this stock, so that they, make sure and get their talking points correct. This week on Monday, I know a lot of people in our trading group were pulling the trigger early Monday morning, as we often do. I waited a little bit until about lunchtime on Monday. I was waiting for the price of AMC to go up before selling any covered calls on my position. So as it was pushing up to $3.48, I was then starting to sell covered calls. So I sold my first ones at 18 cents a contract, and my best ones at 20 cents a contract. And so that's where I'm at. So then I was on watch all week to, why did I sell them at 350? I don't know if I said my strike price as AMC was at 348, I was selling $3.50 calls. And I'm sure a lot of people would be like, well, why would you do that? You're going to miss the run up. You're going to miss the run up, Mediocre.
You know what strike I sold, Tony?
What strike did you sell, my friend?
I sold the 350. I got
350, the same fucking one. Why would you do that, Mediocre?
Because
you're gonna miss the run up.
Because I got 17 pennies for that, Tony. Okay. 17 measly old pennies, and it stayed under $1 billion market cap. And Adam Aaron's not done diluting, and I'm sure I could find more ands.
There's a lot of ands in there, right?
Exactly. And so I don't trade with emotion. That's number one. You know that, Tony, because we talk every day. I don't care what the stock does. What is the market going to allow the stock to do? That's what I care about.
We are trading on a couple of underlying themes, right? Capital preservation and income generation.
Correct.
And we'd like to be long the stock, and we'd like to be long the stock for a big move up. But we're also reading the lay of the land, reading the filings, tracking the dilution, and making our best guess at where the stock is going to top out during that week without emotion, without hopium, to maximize the income we can generate off of holding those shares while we patiently wait for AMC to announce the earnings and then see where we go from there. And then we got, I think, better quarters up ahead.
So Tony, somebody asked me earlier today. It was a good question, and I agree that they should ask these types of questions. So somebody asked me, they said, Mediocre, what would you do if you're 350 winning the money? Let's say the stock ran to 370, 380, even $4. I said, it's simple. I turn around and take my cash and sell the 350 put. Sell the put, 350. And if it didn't
now, hold on, Mediocre. Hold on. You're buying puts. You're betting against the company.
I never said buy any puts.
Oh,
I said sell them.
Wait, do I got something in my ear? You just said the word put, and I thought you were a shill.
No.
Okay, no. Explain it to me like I'm a golden retriever, Mediocre.
It's very simple. If I lost my shares at 350, for anybody who's listening, and let's say it ran to $4, for example, now I'm down 50 cents a share, right, Tony? That's simple math.
Yeah.
For the sake of this argument. And I sold the 350 put. That means I sold it to somebody who's bearish on the stock. I'm not bearish on the stock. I'm willing to buy the shares back at 350. Okay? I sold it to somebody who thinks it's going to go lower than 350. If it doesn't go lower than 350, I get to keep my premium.
Wait a minute. You just made money by doing nothing?
Exactly.
Is this even legal?
Absolutely.
What a country. What a fucking country.
So the best part is, let's say that the stock price holds around $4. This is the part that people don't understand. They don't want to take into account here. They always want to talk about, you could lose your shares, Tony. You could lose them. Okay, let's say it stays around $4. I'm down 50 cents a share. Well, when I collect that premium for selling the 350 put right there, guess what? I get to keep that premium. So let's just say it was 10 cents. If I do it again the next week, because I didn't get my shares back, now it's 20 cents. Now 3 weeks, it's 30 cents. Eventually, I'm going to get my shares back, and I didn't lose a dime. It's amazing. Hallelujah. I mean,
what a fucking country.
It's freaking great.
Later tonight, for those who stick around, maybe not too long from now, we'll talk about how to turn this stock or any stock into a literal ATM by following the wheel strategy. We'll get into that here in just a little bit. If y'all are interested in hearing how to ATM any stock, put a thumbs up in the chat.
But I also do other things, right? Like swing trade. You guys might not like to hear that, right? But I am a trader, number one. I don't care if the stock goes to $18, $20, wherever it goes, okay? I'm going to get in and catch the move regardless. You don't have to do what I do. A lot of people don't have the skill level that I have. I'm not encouraging people to do this, right? I'm encouraging people to do due diligence. And if you're underwater, you should educate yourself on the market. That's all I'm suggesting, right? You don't have to do what I do. I'm not telling you to do what I do, especially if you don't understand. Options are complicated.
Yeah, we do not want you guys trading options. Just to be clear, we're not telling you these secrets because we want you to do it. In fact, please don't do it. Do not fucking trade options. If you don't know what you're doing, you're probably going to lose money.
Yeah, don't follow what I'm saying, right? Do your due diligence, learn what we're talking about so you could protect yourself financially. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
We're going to talk about advanced trading techniques that we're doing to preserve capital and generate income while we're waiting to see if there is some nice upward momentum on this stock later this year. But we're definitely not giving you guys instructions. And if you have not traded options, do not follow anything said in this live stream tonight, because you will probably lose money if you don't know what you're doing.
Exactly.
In fact, someone was tweeting this week, Mediocre, about YouTubers being suspect. They're talking about options because maybe they're working for the shorts because they want you to lose your shares. Those gilded OG shares.
Tony, they must not know how many shares I own.
And did you lose any this week, Mediocre?
Not a single one.
And did you make money on options premium?
Absolutely.
Then how you did not? Wait, you kept your shares and you made money. Then clearly you're not working for the shorts then.
No.
Huh. I wonder where'd that money come from then?
Somebody who you don't want me to tell you what I really think.
All right, let's move on then. Let's move on. I don't know possibly who paid you then, Mediocre. If it wasn't a short,
somebody who thinks this thing's going to $1 million probably, Tony. That's
okay. All right. I teased it out of them, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Let's bring up some of the news here. Mediocre, our biggest fans have affectionately named this channel the Clown News Network because we share the news and clown on all the people who are spreading conspiracy theory, hate, fake news. So let's share some of the news that these clowns are going to hate here on CNN. Let me put up a different screen here. Not this one, but AMC Investor Relations press release. And let's see what we got. Let me make this font. It didn't change. The screen didn't change. I got to stop the screen share and redo it. What is the best way? Window? Yeah, how about this? Let's see if this works.
That's working.
All right. AMC Entertainment previews first quarter 2024 preliminary results and announces first quarter earnings webcast. So here is the results, guys. For those of you that don't want to watch a whole live stream, we're probably gonna have a drink and maybe even smoke here in just a little bit. Smoke a cigar because it is Friday night and we are grown men. If you don't want to sit through all this, I'll do a recap tomorrow morning. Total revenues for the quarter Q1 will be approximately 951 million to 954 million. I think that on my very best guess, based on yield spreadsheet, was around 938 million. So that already topped my best guess. And I think, Mediocre, that probably had to do with IMAX Dune 2. That would be my guess. Being higher revenue movie that pushed revenues up. Net loss for the quarter, 163 million. And I think that my best guess was around negative 180 million, not negative 163. But negative 163 compared to negative 235 a year ago. And a year ago, the box office was 120 million more than this year. So how do they do that? On 120 million less domestic box office, they improved net loss by 70 million, huh?
How did they do it?
How did they do it? I can't wait to find out. Diluted loss per share, 62 cents compared to a diluted loss per share of $1.71. Holy moly. Sally, hold the front door. Or is it shut the front door? Shut the front door.
Yeah.
Improve the diluted loss per share by over $1. And adjusted EBITDA will be negative 31 million compared to 7 million for last year. However, you need to read the footnotes on this. The footnotes, where are they? It's the next sentence. Included in last year's adjusted EBITDA was a 16.7 million benefit related to early termination of a theater lease. So if we back that out, that's negative 9 million for last year. So we went from negative 9 million to 31 million negative. A little bit worse on adjusted EBITDA. So a lot of moving parts here, a lot of things to pay attention to and get the real details on May 8th. The other interesting thing in here is we got another breadcrumb. As we discussed earlier this week in the proxy, we saw the updated share count. If you were paying attention and reading the filings, like I always recommend that you do. But don't worry, I got your back. If you don't like reading, I'll try and put out videos when something like that pops up. So we did. We got a little more info here. This one even more interesting because in the proxy it said as of April 11th. Oh, and I'm going to talk about why did they drop those proxy filings. I know my good friend CSI wanted to know why this date. Why did he drop the form DEF 14A? Why did he drop the form, what is it, ARS? Annual shareholder, ASR, whatever it was. Why? I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why in just 1 second. We're getting there. But, and it's not a conspiracy, and he wasn't trying to kill your squeeze. Let's be clear. There's always a logical reason. If you take a minute, take a deep breath. Let me search for 60 seconds and find if there's a logical reason before I jump into the deep end of the conspiracy pool. But we'll get there in a sec. We'll get there in a sec. I'm building it up. I know I'm building it up, Mediocre.
I love it.
As of April 25th, now we got a new date. AMC has sold approximately 12.8 million shares and has raised gross proceeds of $41.8 million before commissions and fees. I read that wrong earlier. I was thinking that was after commissions and fees. So yeah, anyways, April 11th, we knew it was around 13 million that the share count had increased. Now he's telling us April 25th, and the share count still hasn't increased. Still just under 13 million shares, $41 million, and he's trying to raise 250. Mediocre, we're a long way from $250 million. Why?
Yeah,
Why is he only raised $41 million? I'm going to take a drink while you explain that, and we'll get into the why on the dates of the proxy. And I'm going to go grab a lighter because I can't find mine. So talk about the dates. Talk about the why only 41 million. I'll be right back.
Why only 41 million? Because he's not finished diluting yet. Which is, to me, that is a very good sign that he wants to get the most amount of money for those shares as he could get, which obviously I was wrong. You all seen the spreadsheet Tony had with my scenario on it. It turned out I was incorrect, and I'm okay with that, right? Because I would much rather Adam Guerin in AMC get more value for the shares that they're selling than less value. I'm grateful that I was wrong. I'll tell you that right now. But that's my thought. I think that they don't want to sell the shares too cheap because they know they're valuable.
Now, Mediocre, you know what they say, Mediocre. He only wants to sell at the bottom. Maybe he's just waiting for it to hit $1.50.
Yeah.
Are you sure that he's trying to get the most that he possibly could?
I mean, it's in the. He can't lie in the documents. I mean, what do you want me to say?
Let me do some math here, Mediocre. I want to see if you're bullshitting us.
Yeah,
because he could have sold. He could have sold at. He could have sold at $2.38 if he was trying to get the bottom, the absolute bottom price to help out his hedgy friends, as they say. Cuckoo. But let's figure out here. What did he really do? 41.8 million divided by 12.8 million. He got $3.26 a share. That's pretty fucking far from the bottom, my friend.
yeah.
I don't know what these people are smoking. I honestly don't. Shoot. Why is this always default? There we go. So yeah, I think that as I said in one of my videos earlier this week, I was shocked to see this share count so low because they did not go by scenario 1 or scenario 2, right? Mediocre. He's creating a whole new scenario 3, a strategically patient scenario.
Yeah.
That we didn't
I was
see.
not expecting. Were you expecting that?
I was not expecting that at all. I thought they were panicking over the cash burn, and the cash burn was big, right? It was over $250 million, as we had pretty closely, accurately predicted.
You know what that tells me, though, Tony?
What does it tell you?
It tells me they're confident in their box office.
They're confident that possibly things are going to get better.
Yes.
And maybe they can be patient and wait for a better price.
That's what I believe.
But Mediocre, if he's doing that, he's just trying to kill the squeeze.
Oh, man.
So you're telling me, all right, I hear what you're saying, Clown Cowboy. He's not trying to sell at the bottom. I get it. 326. Then he must be trying to kill the squeeze.
Must be.
I guess what I'm hearing, guys, is these fucking crybabies, no matter what he does, he can't win, is what I'm hearing. Are you hearing something different, Mediocre?
I don't know why they worry about what he says and they're not reading the filings and trying to understand what's actually going on. That's the
How
part.
about just let the man fucking cook? How about you let him do his job?
No shit. Do I, Tony, you know me. Do I give a flying flipping hell what Adam Aaron says?
No, and neither do I. I don't. I understand. I mean, they've stated the corporate objectives over and over every quarter for the last 3 years. From what I've been hearing, their objective is to fix the balance sheet.
You want to play a little game?
Huh?
You want to decode his tweet from today?
No. I'm not a tweet.
I'll tell you what I think it means. I'll tell you. You want to know? I'll decode it for y'all. You ready?
All right. What you got?
It means he wants the stock price to rise because he's getting ready to give a bad earnings call, and he knows it's probably going to get a little rocky after the earnings call. But he's expecting a recovery. That's what I take from it, right? So, I mean, a lot of you might think that it's a bullish thing or what. I don't take it either way. I don't care. What is the stock worth? That's what I care.
Once you guys get to the point where you stop being so emotional and stop looking for a conspiracy under every bucket of popcorn, you can get to the point where you don't care, where you actually just read and like, oh, I see what he's saying. He's going to try and raise money when he needs to, when he can, when it's the best for the company to what? To avoid Chapter 11.
Exactly. You know what it does for you, Tony, when he tells us all this information in the filings? You know what it does? It allows you to get out of the way and protect your fucking portfolio.
If you read the filings and pay attention to what it's saying, Mediocre, you're saying you can avoid holding a stock ahead of dilution, ahead of a reverse split?
Yes.
But mediocre, I want to hold it to the bottom no matter what, because I don't care if Adam Aaron told someone in an airport parking lot at 1 a.m. I don't care if he told them that there's no counterfeit shares. I just want to believe. I want to believe, mediocre. And I will hold it to zero and then hold him accountable. I'll hold him accountable. Wait. I can't hold him accountable because he told me that doesn't exist. So I'm just going to double down on my theory. I'm going to double down on my theory that I've held in my head instead of possibly shifting how I look at this play and see if there's a smarter way to do it, mediocre. I want to blame somebody else. I don't want to fucking read.
Well, I mean, you can go that way, Tony. You can take that road, but there's other roads you could take. Okay, I'm not going down that road with you. You're gonna have to take that one alone, buddy. All right, I got 5 wives I need to protect over here. You know,
you got 5 wives? Are you Andrew Tate?
5 wives.
Oh, 5 wives. Sorry, I'm old. That's why I have age.
We got my wife.
This one, they tell me what to say.
My
this
2
one's
daughters and my 2 sons who I want to be successful in life. That's what I got, Tony. My 5 whys and why I do what I do. So cheers to that.
Happy birthday. Wow, so much shilling, trolling, clickbait, and conspiracy shit over the past week. I don't even know where to start. What else? What else do we need to talk about, you guys, in the chat? Gus says, learn to trade. Don't be an investor in a non-profitable company. I like that. Gus, I call it it's okay to speculate. We mediocre especially loves to speculate even more than I do. He takes way more risks than I do. And we have no problem with any of y'all that want to speculate in AMC, GameStop, any number of plays, because the potential, if your timing is right, for a good run up is high. Mediocre, how much are we up from the shares in our trading group, the people that bought at 238 just 5-6 days ago? How much would a typical person who bought that dip be up right now in a week on this play?
Over 50%.
At least 45%. So for all of you who are saying, why do you do this? Why are you talking about this stock? Because we're trying to trade it smart, and you just missed a 45% gain opportunity in a week. But you're too busy making videos about how you hate Adam Aaron and everybody's paid to press, to tell you misinformation. No, we're just reading filings and using our noggins and we're not emotional about the trade. 45% opportunity, and a lot of people missed it. Mediocre. In fact, they were buying puts, and they got fucking destroyed because emotions are not the way to trade any stock.
No.
Go ahead. Tony, what do you need to say?
This, right? Like, a lot of people don't understand your channel, and I'll make it simple for anybody here listening, right? The reason why Tony does this, or I come out and talk about this the way that we talk about it, is why? Because maybe there's somebody who is stuck in they don't know what to do. Okay. And there's a lot of other channels out there pushing other narratives, whatever. But if they want a logical way to understand what is going on and how to get the proper information that they may be looking for, that's what this channel is about. That's it. You know
what I feel the worst for, mediocre, is the ones who have gotten so negative, so sour, that instead of looking for someone to help them figure out a way out of the problem, they just turn negative and throw rocks at literally a million other investors, wanting all of you to fail because they are so up in their emotions that they just hate the world now. They hate you. They hate the company. They hate Adam Aaron. They definitely hate me. Definitely hate me, because they're all up in their emotions instead of taking, I fucked up. I made a mistake. All right, how do I figure a way out of this? Oh, you mean I could read the filings and make 45% in a week? I don't know. Maybe just consider it. But a lot of those people, you know, the really loudmouth ones, they're too far gone, and they're not the audience for this channel. We clown on them a lot, but they are never going to change. Unfortunately, that's a personality defect that they have, deep rooted in some. You know, they probably were made fun of by their mother or other kids in high school, and we're not going to be able to help them. But those of you who got stuck listening to them, who are just looking for a rational, fact-based channel to help you figure the fuck out what is going on, we're still going to be here. We still own shares. We did not write it to the bottom. We're not down 93, 98, 99%. We read the fucking filings and followed our own DD.
This is another thing. I tell this to my kids all the time, right? You are who you hang around with. You are who your friends are, you know? And that's true. Like the circle you're hanging around with, it could be part of the problem. Could be. You're not saying it is, but it could be, right? If you surround yourself with people who are like-minded, who whatever that like-mindedness is what you're going to end up with. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. All right. Robbie Rob says, I hate no one, all love here, but when the stock price goes up and he stops saying stupid things to hurt our stock, then maybe, just maybe. Yeah, I hear that a lot, Robbie Rob, that people think Adam Aron is saying stuff to kill a squeeze, to kill a run up. I don't know. I admit sometimes things are said when the price is moving up, but Mediocre, have we ever watched price move up and say the squeeze is coming?
I've watched the stock price move up and said, why is this thing moving? It has no business to move up. Okay. And I'm like,
that's the fucking difference.
What the fuck is going on here?
We see it moving up, and we're saying in our group, there is no reason for this move up based on the fundamentals, no news. Nothing's really changed here. And the fact that Adam Aron tweets something is just, in my mind, you can disagree, it's fine. In my mind, it's often coincidental. I know there are people absolutely convinced that he's just trying to stop run-ups. I don't think that, because even when it's running up, I'm already asking myself, this makes no sense. So the fact that he tweets is just a random coincidence to me. And it's fine if you don't want to believe that. You can have your own beliefs, and we can still be friends.
Yeah, we can. I'm willing to talk to anybody. You want to have a civil conversation with me? I'm willing to sit down with anybody. I could care less. I do it every day.
Someone asked, what cigar is that? This is a sommelier's selection. Sommelier being that fancy French word. I thought a sommelier was someone who helped you with your wine selection, but maybe there's cigar sommeliers too. I have an automatic shipment from the Cigar Club that they just send me a different random assortment. I think there's even a link, my one grifting link, in my video description if you want to check that out. I got tired of running up to the Cigar Club, the cigar shop, because I don't like to leave my house, Mediocre. I like to be here and trade and research and read filings. And if I can save a 30-minute trip to the cigar shop by having these babies delivered to the comfort of my home, that's cool. Let's talk about dates. Let's see if I can get this other screen up here, not that one.
Robbie Rob, I see your comment. He says, respect, guys. The box office looks bright and bankruptcy is off the table. Why can't the price go up a little? And I think we will start to see that too. And I think Adam Aron and AMC, the board, they're waiting for that to happen. They're waiting to unload some of those shares for a good price. It was obvious in the preliminary, information we got today. What are we looking at, Edgar? What you got, Tom?
I want to talk about for my good friend CSI down there in Baton Rouge. home of the, what is Louisiana home of? All I know is who dat. Anyways, CSI wanted to know why. Why on April 24th was this DEF 14A and the ARS dropped? And I want to take a moment, just a teaching moment for everybody, because I think that's a good question. I think that's a good question, CSI. And it was not to kill the squeeze, because this company is going to dilute if the price runs up. That will kill the squeeze. You don't need to worry about a date on a filing. Okay. The answer to your question is the annual shareholders meeting is June 5th. We know that already. And we knew that the company had filed the preliminary proxy a week or 2 weeks ago. And they have to file the definitive proxy, the 14A, at least 40 calendar days before the annual shareholder meeting. April 24th was 42 days before June 5th. So they were complying with whatever freaking regulating agency has that 40-day rule. They were complying with the 40-day rule, okay? That is why. April 24th. It could have been the 25th. It could have been the 26th. They might have had their reasons why they did it on the 24th, but I don't think it had to do with killing your stock momentum.
Tony, are you telling me that he wasn't trying to kill the momentum of the stock running?
No, there's almost always a logical reason if you take a minute to look it up before rushing a video out and getting everybody all riled up for nothing. The other thing that we see here, this Form ARS, Annual Report to Shareholders, is basically the 10K that was released in February. Why did they release that on April 24th? Same freaking rule, the same rule that requires them to post the Form 14A 40 days prior to an annual shareholder meeting also requires that shareholders be provided an annual report to security holders prior to a annual shareholder meeting. And having previously released a 10K does not qualify. This is all in the rules. You can look all this stuff up. So they recommend, the SEC recommends that companies publish a Form ARS to shareholders prior to an annual meeting. So that's why you got these two filings, and that's why you got them on the date that you did. Just complying with rules, guys. And again, if you can begin to try and approach things thinking from a place of logic, a place of non-emotion, definitely not starting off with conspiracy, all of your trading is going to be so much more calm and probably a lot more profitable because you're thinking like a trader. You're thinking like an investor, not some tinfoil hat person living in an apartment by themselves.
Tony, will you do me a favor? I want to
hanging out with other conspiracy theorists all day.
I want to take this comment from Sly.
Yeah.
Can you put that up and let's talk about this. I have a way that I want to address this comment.
That one?
Nope. Oh, yes. That's the one. So the comment says, when the stock is undervalued, the dilution doesn't matter long term. Even if the float was 550 million, the price is ridiculous. So the reason I bring this up is because I do this almost every day, especially during this dilution time. I want to know what the float is, right? Because I would ask you this question, Sly. The question that I would ask you is, what value do you think is fair value for AMC? And by that, I mean market cap. What do you think the market cap of AMC should be? Because I know what I think it should be. And I know what other people who don't like what we're talking about, who want to see AMC fail, I know what they believe. So, I mean, that's the question. Is AMC a $4 billion company? Is AMC a $3 billion company, a $2 billion company, or a $1 billion company, or $6 billion? What do you think it is?
And then, but then you can't just say, what do you think it is? Because everybody has a different answer. I have to follow up with the secondary question after I ask you, what do you think the proper valuation is? I'm going to say, on what basis, on what analysis are you arriving at that number?
Exactly.
And that's where nobody ever answers. I never get a response.
And I'm not calling them out and saying that their number is based on feelings, right? But you have to take your feelings out of it and look at the financials and figure out what is this thing worth, literally. And that's what I do, right? Like, I think this is a recovery play. Okay. I think they're keeping it around a 1 billion market cap. That's what I think right now. Do I think it's worth more than 1 billion? Absolutely. Right. We had this conversation today, did we not, Tony?
Yep.
Somebody asked me, what do I think? Do I think it's undervalued? At this point in time, this moment in time, I would say no. But sometime this year, I think we go up. Is that not what I said, Tony?
Yeah, because there's valuation right now based on current earnings, current credit rating. This company is rated distressed debt with the risk of bankruptcy, right? That's not misinformation. This is facts. You've been hearing this, and you see it in the credit reports. But Tony, they're private companies paid to push an agenda. Well, okay, you can think that, but the rest of the market is not thinking like you. That's why you're holding something that's down 98%. Wake up. The current valuation is based on current information. We are bullish, Mediocre, myself, and many other people, because we're looking at the future. And if box office continues to improve, and if they get the debt restructured, we got to talk about that, Mediocre, too.
Mm-hmm.
Then things can potentially start becoming more positive for this company. So you have to have your right now valuation. You need to accept that it's likely fairly valued, whether you agree on that or not. The market has weighed and measured this company, and that's where we're at. But the potential to go up is there.
Exactly.
Improve.
Which is why I'm invested in it.
This company starts getting profitable. Is it riskless? Is it a risk-free trade? Non-profitable company is never a risk-free trade. I will say it over and over. I am speculating in a potential recovery play, just so we're clear.
And I don't think the full recovery happens till next year sometime, mid to late next year, maybe even 2026, right? But we're progressing that way. And as long as the box office keeps coming back, we're going to get stronger and stronger. That is what I look forward to.
And when you...
I agree it's based on box office, Sly. I won't deny that. That's what we look at that every day, okay? But right now, based on box office and where we sit, you can't say that. That's the problem.
Let's look at that box office. Like, if we look at monthly box office for this year, I'm going to tell you right now, April fucking sucks. You think that Wall Street is not looking at this? $350 million, and we're almost done with this month. There has not been a worse month of April since 1996, guys. So you have your today price action, and then you have people like us that are thinking, okay, well, they're doing that to us now, but we know that Q2 as a whole, once we get into May and June, is going to be a lot better. I think that Q2 is likely to be, we're at $350 million right now for the entire fucking quarter, 1/3 of the way into it. I think that we're going to see Q2 over $2 billion in the next 2 months.
$2 billion what, market cap?
$2 billion domestic box office for Q2. $2 billion. That's why I'm willing to buy it cheap right now, because I'm not worried. I'm not crying about today. I'm thinking ahead a couple months. And as long as the company or the economy don't do something squirrely to me that I can't predict, then I've already added up the box office for every movie in the next 2 months. It looks to me like at least a $2 billion quarter. And I'm not sitting here trying to blow smoke up your ass. I have already run through the numbers with you guys of every movie this quarter and what I think the box office is, and just the wide releases, I have at 1.8 billion. So
I think that's where people, and I'm not picking on Sly because I know there's more people out there who think like this, right? And I used to think like this myself in a way, right? But you would say that, well, the company's a $10 stock, it should be trading at $10, blah blah blah. Well, that is a statement that we hear a lot, and I mean, I think it should be somewhere around that range. I don't, depending on the float. Let's be clear on that, right? So I guess what I'm trying to say is, I understand it's hard to see the stock price down here, but it's down here because of what's going on, not because it's not a $10 stock or whatever, right? If it's a profitable company and we have the strong box office and this and that, the market cap is going to grow. People are going to buy the stock. The price is going to appreciate in value. That's just how it works.
We've already done the forecast of what we think a reasonable price range for this stock is if it gets into a profitable year, and the price is considerably higher than where it's at right now, based off of reasonable earnings per share and a reasonable PE ratio, and let's say a 25 range. We there's a very reasonable price that this stock could move to that Wall Street would support, and it's much higher than the current price. The only unknown to get there is you got to have higher box office. Got to have higher box office than what we're dealing with right now. And I think if and when we get to that point, you will see this stock price go up. Until then, you must treat it with caution.
Right. And I don't disagree with you, Sly, at all. I don't. I'm just saying, like, that's my whole point. I know it's low now, but everybody wants it to be at that price, and it's just not ready to be there.
It's only going to get there when the forecast for earnings shows that that things are going to get better. That's how things work. Look at Meta. They had a great quarter, but they forecast things were going to slow down, and what happened to their stock price? Got tanked. Wall Street is thinking ahead. They're not thinking about and so to flip that, if Wall Street starts seeing a way out for AMC, a way to profitability, you will see the price start moving ahead of that. But we need to get a few unknowns out of the way. We got to get the unknown of the dilution probably out of the way. And we got to get the debt restructuring out of the way. So it's going to require some patience from people if you decide to stay in this play. And it's not for me to tell you to stay in or not. I make a judgment every single day based on the news and the filings. So I would encourage you to do the same. Read the filings, make your own decisions on a daily basis. We're just talking about what we're doing. And look, if bad news comes out, I will sell and get out of the play and wait for the smoke to clear. And I know Mediocre would do the same thing.
Yeah, if I have to cut losses and go, that's what I'm going to have to do. I'm dependent on what happens,
But let's talk about that debt restructuring for a second, Mediocre, because we got some more news to make the shills and the haters and the bankruptcy advocates even more pissed. Oh man, I bet they are just crying in their pillows this weekend.
I don't really try to piss them off. I just,
I know. I'm being.
I know.
Just trying to add a little bit of levity to the conversation. I love you guys, even the shills and the haters. I do love you. We're just trying to entertain folks here. I'm trying to play my role as the clown. Mediocre, we got news that the lenders we knew that they were meeting to come up with a deal. Now we got news this week that they actually pitched a proposal to AMC. Now, why would they do that if everyone was telling us, Mediocre, that the lenders want this company bankrupt? Why on earth? I can't figure out why are they trying to save this fucking company?
Could it be, Tony, that they love the fucking interest payments they're getting? Could it be that?
Wait a minute. You're saying that if they don't bankrupt the company, they also stand to benefit?
Absolutely.
So that kind of rug pulls the whole lenders want the company bankrupt argument, Mediocre. You're rocking my world here.
I mean,
I don't know who to believe anymore. Because I was told everybody, Adam, the lenders, the shorts, they all want this company bankrupt. But you're telling me there could be.
I can tell, Tony, everybody loves the money.
You're telling me there's a way that not only could the lenders continue to make money and give AMC a path to recovery and maybe not wipe out all common stock shareholders. We got a win-win-win scenario on the table.
Absolutely.
How is that possible?
Well, because lenders could. Why would they offer? Why would the lenders, Tony, go and offer a deal to AMC? Right? That was the news that broke. I know that Adam Aaron a few weeks ago had come out and said that they were in talks with the lenders, but the last article that came out said, from a credible source, Bloomberg, by the way, said that the lenders basically had a deal offer for AMC. We don't know what it is yet. It hasn't been released, but the lenders made a deal. They put an offer in front of the AMC board.
The fact is, if this company were to be taken Chapter 11, a lot of those lenders would get zero recovery.
Absolutely.
The unsecured creditors would get nothing or
Right.
pennies on the dollar if they're lucky. So the lenders as a whole do not want Chapter 11. And it would make zero sense. I mean, considering everything this company went through over the last 3 years to get this far down the path to recovery, for anybody to think, I just don't get it, how someone could think, based on all the innovation, the new products, the new product lines, all of the work that this management team has put in to avoid Chapter 11, why people are still pushing this narrative that everyone wants Chapter 11. I just think that they're stuck in a really dark place in their own mind, and I feel bad for them, honestly. I feel bad for them. We need to let's shine some light in there, Mediocre, and trying to help them out.
I mean, do they read the same articles I read?
They do, but they automatically just discount everything. I mean, from what I can tell, they don't believe anything that they read.
Tell everybody listening, Tony, how many times my news alert thing goes off.
It goes off constantly. It goes off more than mine. You got one of those special news alert services.
Yeah.
And what do you do when it goes off, Mediocre? Do you say, fuck that, it's all fake news?
No, I go find out what the frick people are talking about.
Exactly. Exactly.
I can't.
Now, granted, there is some purposeful bad news to trick the algos, right?
Yes.
I think we all agree there is some purposeful bad news.
There's some articles that I think are ridiculous, and they absolutely move the market.
But news like the lenders pitching a deal to the company. Guys, you got to take that at face value. And I'm sorry if it rocks your world, but there are people working here to avoid Chapter 11. Whether you want to believe it or not, you're going to find out. You're going to find out. And then you'll come up with some new excuse. Oh, well, they're just kicking the can down the road for 12 months. Well, that's exactly what they're doing. They're kicking the can down the road.
That's exactly what I want them to do, Tony.
Yes, the company needs time. They're in a position with a lot of leases, and they're faced with two choices right now. Obliterate this company, selling theaters to who? Who are you going to sell theaters to? Who are you going to sell leases to in this economy? Nobody. You're not going to sell them to anyone. You're going to be penalized hundreds of millions of dollars for breaking leases. You're going to be in court all over the place for breaking leases. Or you could figure out a way to kick the can down the road, push that debt out, restructure it, hope that Hollywood gets off their ass and puts out some good movies, and that this company could be in an environment or a year or two where it could thrive. Those are your two choices. Obliterate the company, obliterate everybody by selling things off, a fire sale. I honestly think they would Chapter 11 before they do that. I don't even think the lenders would let them go down that road. There's no, bro. Adam, Sean, no, you're not going to sell off 40% of the theaters for pennies on the dollar. Yeah. Let's just Chapter 11, restructure, fuck the common, fuck retail. We'll take it over. But we don't see them doing that. We see them all trying to work together to get to a place where everybody can be profitable, where they can collect their interest payments and the company can survive and common stockholders are not wiped out. What, Mediocre?
I said, that's what I see, Tony. I agree with you. I see them trying to work together because they see the future box office as being strong.
Based not just on what Adam Aaron's saying, but what IMAX CEO, what's his name, Richard Gephardt, or I'm sorry, I forgot his name. And we're gonna hear next week from Cinemark, probably be the same story, that Q1 was strong. It was really strong for Cinemark, and they are forecasting a fantastic IMAX. Sorry, Q1 was very strong for IMAX, and they're expecting a fantastic 2024, 2025, and 2026. A great slate of movies. So we're hearing it from multiple CEOs in the industry that things are going to get better. AMC is constrained by its size. They're handcuffed by the roll-up strategy they executed in 2016, 2017.
I don't think people understand that too much either.
Well, they do. They know about, that the company bought other theater chains in 2016, 2017, but somehow the message has got twisted into they bought up all these other chains to bankrupt themselves. Guys, that's not how capitalism works. They levered up the company anticipating that they were going to have some ability to have some power in the industry as the biggest and the best. And they knew that they were getting some bad locations, and they would deal with those as those leases came due. In fact, they've eliminated over 100 locations since 2019, and they will continue to eliminate underperforming locations as leases come up. But these are very long leases. You can't just break them, or you will be in court. A landlord will take you to court for breaking a lease, especially a commercial lease, and they will accelerate the entire amount due on that lease. You think that by breaking a commercial lease, you're going to walk away? No, they're going to sue you for every month left on that lease. It's not as easy as people think. Let's just close locations. I don't understand what he's doing. Let's get a different CEO in there. What would a different CEO do, Mediocre? I've asked many people in my comments when they say, we need a new CEO, we need a new board. Okay, I'll humor you for a second. I'll humor you for a second. What would you want to see done differently?
You asked me what I think a new CEO would do?
What would you want a different CEO to do? In light of the balance sheet, in light of negative $1 billion working capital, in light of the long-term leases they're stuck with, what would you want a different CEO, a different board to do? Mediocre.
I mean, who are you asking, me or them?
I'm going to ask you to be a conspiracy theorist.
I mean, I don't. I think
you're a business owner. You're a business owner. You know a little bit about balance sheets. You know a little bit about cash flow. You probably know a little bit about leases. What would you do?
I mean, I would do the same thing that Adam Aaron's already been doing. That's the only answer I could give you.
I agree. There's
I'm
very
not
little.
an Adam Aaron fan. Tony knows this. I'll just tell you guys that again. I'm not going to go over the whole story again. I'm not really a fan of Adam Aaron, but I will tell you he's doing his job, and just leave him do his job. Understand that his job, first and foremost, is to market the company, like Tony tells you all the time. And you can tell that by the way he communicates with his shareholders.
I've thought about it a lot. Like, if I was CEO, what would I do differently? Like, the number one thing that this company, there's two things really that you could focus on: increasing revenues and cutting costs. And their biggest cost are leases, interest, and salaries, personnel, people on the front line. We already know they can't do anything about the leases, because even if they wanted to sell, they could sell off Odeon maybe and just give up all footprint in Europe. I guess they could do that. I haven't looked at the financials of how that would work out, but that's one thing. They could try and sell off locations, sell off leases in the US, but even people in the industry tell us that the US is over screened. There's too many theaters. There's too many screens. So who are you going to sell to? There's no buyers for screens. Look what happened to Cineworld, Regal. They had to jettison a lot of stuff. That was one benefit they got in the bankruptcy process, is they were able to dump a bunch of bad leases. AMC's trying not to go Chapter 11, so they have to wait out those leases. So costs, leases, they're doing what they can. Closed over 100 locations. There will be more closing. They're adding select new locations, which a handful of new locations are outperforming the 100 plus that they closed. So they're doing it the right way. You could cut staffing. Maybe. I mean, do you look around at your AMC and see that they're overstaffed? Like every time I go in the bar, there's nobody there. The bar's open, but the manager walks over. I don't know what y'all's experience are. It doesn't feel like they're overstaffed. I feel like they have it in my area, just is enough number. What do you guys think in the comments? And then the other way to cut cost is by reducing the loan payments, the interest. And well, some of those are variable rate, and so they're stuck. In fact, I saw that the interest payments in Q1 are going to be the highest that we've paid yet, over $100 million for the quarter, because of rates. And the best thing that they can do is restructure the debt, pay off some of the debt. And so they're attacking that also. But the only way they can do that, unfortunately, is get money, equity raise. That's why it's important for you to read what their strategic objectives are. They've told you for 3 years they're trying to fix the balance sheet. There's only a couple levers to pull. Only a couple levers to pull to fix a balance sheet. And that's why, Mediocre, to wrap up this long-winded speech, I don't know what a different CEO could really do. I don't know what a different CFO could really do. There's only a couple levers.
I bet you they would follow in the same path that's already going. And actually, there's a comment from I'm a professional who says, "Why sell Odeon when you can dilute shareholders and then sell off Odeon?" And that's a pretty good point, right? Like, that's exactly what a new CEO would do. I mean, I don't understand why people think otherwise, right?
They could end up doing that, right? They could fully dilute us. It could still not be at a point where things are profitable. Guys, I want to paint you a not so pretty picture for a second, just so you understand. We're not here fanboying the executives and rah-rahing this play. We're very realistic. If the box office does not recover, I've said this before, you are going to see drastic measures taken in a year or two.
Because they won't have a choice.
They will not have a choice. They will be out of options. They might have fully diluted us by then. And if the box office is still not there, this company, there is zero chance without bigger box office for this company to be profitable. Does anybody disagree? We got to have box office over at least 10.1, 10.2, 10.4 billion for this company to be profitable. But popcorn, but candy, but wine, but beer. I live in a world of reality, guys. I'm not trying to add a bunch of unknowns. I'm just saying, based on what we know now, the numbers we have now, which include current candy and popcorn, without a bigger box office, they're going to have to make tougher choices in a couple years. And if we're fully diluted and it comes to it, they will sell off Odeon or do Chapter 11 or do whatever they fucking need to do to carry on. So yes, whoever, I'm a professional. Yeah, that could happen. It could happen. So pay attention. Pay attention to the filings. Pay attention to the financial statements. Pay attention to the cash burn, and pay attention to the domestic box office. Because as Adam Aaron told you, there is a bunch of misinformation out there on Twitter and YouTube, and you probably shouldn't listen to it because people are making up stories, which I love the bullish stories. I do. And I hope they all come true. But we still have to accept that there might be another outcome. I'm long on the stock right now because I am positive about how things could work out. But I don't discount. It doesn't mean that I can't talk about the alternate reality that might happen. I'm not, what's the word? I'm not ignorant that there is a potential alternate reality. We're in a multiverse, guys, and we don't know which one we're going to end up in. We will have to see day by day, month by month, quarter by quarter, how it goes. Oliver says, Tony, you still pushing AMC. You deserve to go to jail, leading people to this garbage. Oliver, I think that you probably have not listened to anything that has been said on this channel in the last 2 years, my friend.
Let alone tonight. I mean,
let alone tonight. I mean, I don't know how much more clear I could be. I don't know how much more clear in all of 2023 that we could have told y'all exactly what was going to happen. That the reverse split was going to go through, that it was not going to squeeze because of the conversion, that AMC price was going to get obliterated, and that APE would go up. Now, if you listen to all the clickbaiters and the conspiracy theorists and you chose a different path, go blame them. I sold before all of that happened, and I told y'all that I did. So, Oliver, my friend, I think you're listening to the wrong people, and you're definitely not listening to this channel. How many times do I got to say we're not in 2021 anymore? How many times do I got to be honest enough that all the pumpers have me blocked? How many times do I got to be so fucking raw with you guys that people like Mike the Marine say, Tony DeNaro shouldn't be he shouldn't even be allowed to talk about AMC. How dare he say there's no billions of synthetics? How dare he? Let's ostracize him. Let's attack him. Let's dox him Let's do anything we can to stop him from getting out the facts, that reading the financials are important, and understanding what the company is trying to do to fix the balance sheet. Everybody wants me silenced because I'm the only one being honest with you guys. And they can all go kick rocks. I'm not going anywhere. And Oliver, you can go kick rocks too, my friend. Covering a stock, being honest, and covering the financials is not pumping. Every fucking pumper in this play has me blocked. So fuck off, Oliver. Love you. Love you, bro.
What's up, bro? What's up, brother? I mean, I just talk about stuff truthfully. The way I feel about it. If you disagree, you're entitled to your opinion. I don't care, but I don't pump anything. Right? If somebody offered me $4 for my shares right now, I'd tell them to. Would I not, Tony?
I was willing to sell mine this week at 350 mediocre. That's why I sold covered calls with the 350 strike. What does that tell you?
So was I. But now I want $4.
Yeah, next week we're going to have a different plan. Stay tuned. We make a new plan every week, guys, and we're here telling you about it. It's free information. You can ignore it. You can listen. You can just take it under advisement. But we're just here talking about what we're doing to give you guys a different perspective than all the fucking nonsense that's out there. And there is a bunch of nonsense. All right, find me some funny comments. Somebody tell me a joke in the comments.
Cousin Frankie's in here, Tony. We got
cousin Frankie, my cousin Vinny. What's up?
We got Gus in here. We got Pam. Hi, Pam. How are you?
Pamela. What's up, Pam Cakes? I'd like to hear Gus. Does Gus want to come chat on the Discord voice?
I would like them to. Want me to find out if they will?
Yeah.
Let me find out. Hold on.
Gus is our country boy voice of reason. Some other channels got a boy down in Louisiana. We got our boy in Tennessee. Gus. Salt of the earth. Oliver says, keep leading these idiots to zero. Oliver, I'm not going to lead anybody to zero because I will tell you when I'm selling if there's bad news. And guys, if there's bad news, fucking sell your stock. Oliver, could it be any more clear, dipshit? There's a reason why I sold before the reverse split. Oliver, open your fucking eyes. There's a reason I sold before the dilution on March 27th, Oliver. Open your fucking ears. You are a dipshit, sir. You are creating an alternate reality that is not facts. But you are entertaining, Oliver. You are the joke of the night. Viva says AMC has many enemies, making a deal with one of your enemies in order to keep up the fight with the rest of your enemies. Yes, the enemy you know, Viva. Daniel says he's selling at 100K. Good luck to you, Daniel. I hope you get your price. Oliver says you sold after the company was 80%. Oliver, I don't have time to catch you up with the whole AMC arbitrage thing that we did. I don't have time to catch you up with the fact that I personally will never be in red in this play because of how much money I made in June of 2021, and that I started this channel because of dipshits like Trey and Matt telling people to buy calls as it was squeezing. I was selling my call options then, Oliver. I started this channel because of dipshit pumpers, people that are telling people to buy when it's running up. So fuck off. Carnival Reset says, why did Tony cross the road to scam all his followers into buying AMC? Oh boy, here we go.
Tony, let's bring in the Discord.
How many times do I got to sell this stock before y'all? Mediocre, how many times have I sold it that since you've known me in the last 6 months?
Well, I can
remember
say that you sold before conversion reverse split.
I sold before conversion and reverse split. And
we did well there.
And then we bought the dip after the reverse split, and I sold again in the run up to the next earnings.
Yep.
And then I waited for it to come back down. And then I sold again, guys, on March 27th, the day before they announced the dilution, because I had been telling my Discord that based on my analysis, they were about to dilute. So in the last 6 months, you motherfuckers, I've sold 3 times. So fuck off. And now my cost basis, after protecting capital and making gains, is below $3. So if you don't want to learn how to trade, go bother the clickbaiters and the conspiracy theorists. We are over here making money. You're on you're trolling the wrong channel.
We're trading. That's the fact. Like a lot of people, they may not like it, Tony, or whatever, but I'm a trader. Number one, always have been. And I only held AMC because I thought there was a chance for a squeeze, and I cannot go through that. So I trade it every day. It's what I do. I trade. I hold my shares, but some form of trading is happening every week. That's what I do. But the Discord's ready if you want to bring them in.
All right. Can y'all hear me, Gus? I need to hang on. I need to do a screen share Mediocre and turn on system audio. So let me do that. Share screen. Let's do this chart and share system audio. All right. Someone in the Discord say hello. Who we got in there? Frankie, Gus?
Yep.
Gus, how you doing tonight? Can y'all hear Gus in the chat? Let me know. Hello, gentlemen. You need to talk in the Discord. Say.
They hear you.
Okay. Wonder if I need. Do y'all hear an echo? I want to make sure.
Yeah. Hold on one minute.
I'm going to turn down my speakers. That way I don't hear an echo.
All good?
Do we still have an echo?
It's not on my end. Anybody else? Can they hear me?
I'm hearing they're saying there's an echo.
Yeah, we can hear you, Gus.
Okay.
You're fine. I had to turn down the volume to YouTube because there definitely was that echo.
Yeah, make sure y'all have your speakers turned way down, or that you have a headset on,
or that you mute your
Gus.
stream.
What are your thoughts on this play? You're very salt of the earth, Gus. You're very pragmatic about how you approach AMC, and you're a good old country boy.
Today I broke even.
Today you broke even, okay?
I broke even. It is possible. I mean, you hear these people like Oliver. I don't know who he is, but either he's really a bad trader or he's lying. One of the two. What's he got to fuss about? So-called buying at $9 and sold at 50 something. What's he trying to do? What's his point?
Mediocre, they say you're echoing now.
Yeah. I was trying to unmute that.
Tell you what, if we don't get
Didn't work.
next time, I'm gonna come over and tell these people some facts of life. Because evidently there's a lot of these people here that don't get facts.
It is a big problem, Gus.
They can't handle the truth. They can't commodify reality. They both are gourd.
Frankie, how you doing tonight?
Good, what's going on?
We are just chilling, my friend, enjoying these Q1 preliminary results. Guys, drop your questions for the Discord in the chat if you'd like. Fact check anything that Mediocre and I have said. Viva says securities sold but not yet purchased. Can they afford to repurchase these securities? I think that is the biggest misinformation. Securities sold, not yet purchased. I wish just people would stop tweeting about that, Viva. People are tweeting out stuff, putting on Reddit, securities sold, not yet purchased, focusing on the liability side of a balance sheet without ever sharing with you the asset side of the balance sheet. And balance sheets balance, my friend. And none of these companies that they're posting that information on are upside down. None of them are upside down. Can they repurchase all the securities? None of them are upside down. Remember, a balance sheet is a snapshot, a moment in time. As soon as you see that balance sheet, it changes the next day, and it changes the day after that, and it changes the day after that. So whatever you're looking at was incorrect the very next day. And generally what you're looking at is information from 90 days ago, 30 days ago, 45 days ago. And I have yet to see a bank or a market maker who had an upside down balance sheet. You should be more worried about AMC's balance sheet than any bank or market maker, because ours is upside down to the tune of almost $1 billion. But they have been fixing it. AMC's been fixing it. Retro Mage says, what software are you using for streaming? Restream. Guys, anyone who's posting the liability side of a bank or a market maker, focusing only on liabilities and not talking to you about the assets, have them explain the working capital of AMC. Ask them how that's going. I'm just being brutally raw with you, why you're looking at the wrong thing. You're looking at the fucking wrong thing. It's a distraction. It is irrelevant. It is nonsensical. A CPA, a finance dude, would laugh you out of the fucking room. And that's why you get laughed at on Twitter, because it's ridiculous.
All right.
Mediocre? You still with us?
Yeah.
I can't hear you, buddy.
One thing.
I see him back, but I can't hear him. What about off-balance sheet liability? Then you get into maybe another area of concern. I'm going to just say that I am not an expert on off-balance sheet liabilities. I know that thing exists. I'm not going to get trapped in trying to talk intelligently about something that I'm not intimately familiar with. I'm not a CPA, and I don't spend a ton of time reading bank 10Qs. But yes, there are off-balance sheet things that exist. It's not something that I spend a lot of my time worrying about, because I can trade a stock just fine, understanding the balance sheet of the company I'm fucking trading. I don't need to worry about that stuff. If something happens with a bank or a market maker, then great. I'm not basing my trading on that. Basing my trading on the company's financials.
Do you hear me now?
Does that seem like a reasonable thing to do? Become intimately familiar with the financials of the company you're trading? Be open and honest about that? Understand why it's being shorted? Or do you want to go focus on a bank? It has nothing to do with this stock.
You hear me now?
I still can't hear Mediocre. Can y'all hear him?
Hello.
Viva says, look into criminal short sellers. I have looked into them for 3 years, my friend. Do I think that, here's what I think. Are there criminal short sellers? Of course. I can read the fines. I can read the SEC enforcement actions just like you can. People break rules intentionally or unintentionally. I think that everybody on Wall Street is greedy and capitalistic, and I think they hire the best of the best to always play on the very edge of the rules. Mediocre, can you say something?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
I still can't. I see his voice, but I don't hear him in my headset.
I hear
Let
an
me
echo.
make sure that my audio is set to the right. Default headphone. How about now, Mediocre? Try saying something.
Can you hear me now?
I still don't hear him.
Can chat hear me?
Where was I? Yeah, I think that they play on the edge of the rules, the edge of the law. And so, do criminals exist? Yes. Are people fudging the rules? Yes. Could someone potentially get caught? Sure. But on the day-to-day, what I'm focusing on is the company or companies that I'm trading. If something happens with all that, great. But you guys already know this is not the channel to come to for that information. So we're not going to waste our time talking about that on this channel. We're going to talk about what no one else is talking about, the financials of the company you're invested in. If you want to learn about that, if you want to become an expert on that, then stay tuned. Maybe things will start making more sense. Maybe you'll understand why they are so willing to drive the price down, whether they're doing it legally or illegally. You want to understand why are they doing it.
Can you hear me now?
Mediocre, I'm going to try hitting refresh on my Restream tab. Can you guys hear Mediocre?
Can you guys hear me at all?
They say you can. All right, let me just refresh this screen. Hopefully it doesn't kill the live stream. Mediocre?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Mm.
Hear you. What is going on? Settings, audio. Let's put you on speaker for a second and see if that fixes it.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just trying to fix it on my end too.
No, I hear you now. I hear you. Apparently it's my headset. Now let me go back to headset. Now say something. All right, I'm just going to put it on speaker because for whatever reason my headset's not working.
Yeah, I was wondering what happened. It was weird, and it was echoing too. It was kind of weird.
All right, I'm going to mute the Discord just to make sure we don't force people to listen to another 30 minutes of echo. Gentlemen,
That's
thank you
what
for
I did.
coming on.
I'll mute
Pam,
it.
have a good night.
Pam's leaving. Good night, Pam. All right, so what did I miss when I ran to grab a beer?
They were asking me, do I think there's criminal short selling? I went through the quick list. Yes, we know there's criminal short selling because we can see the SEC fines. We know that people play on the blurry edge of the rules, but I'm more focused on what is going on with the company I'm trading. What's their balance sheet look like? What's their financials look like? Because from day to day to survive in this play, that is what's important. If somebody trips up on the short selling side, well, I'll be positioned for that, but I'm not going to spend 3 years here talking to you guys about banks and hedge funds.
I mean, the thing is I guess we could talk about this real quick. I believe what they're talking about is happening, right? But we don't have a police department that's doing anything to stop it from happening. Maybe they're trying with the CAT system and all that, but I don't see them really working hard to get that resolved. So the reason why I'm bringing this up though is because it's your job. In my case, it's my job to take care of my portfolio, right? And the best information that I can trade with is the information with the company. Regardless of what they do, right? I have to defend my position with the information that I have. Information is extremely important in the market. You know that, Tony, and I know that, right? And that's what we got to do. I mean, that's the way I see
That's
it.
what we focus on. Everybody has different stuff to focus on. I don't ever shit on other people that want to focus on other things. Everybody has their role to play. Everybody has their particular area of interest that they want to do their content on. I'm fine with all of that, but that's not what we do here. And that's not how we, from week to week, that's not how we're analyzing our trading strategy on any ticker.
Let's be honest. Let's talk about the spreadsheet, the dilution spreadsheet, right? If it wasn't Adam Aaron who pushed it down there, who did? I mean, it's obvious. We got the filing that says it wasn't AMC that was diluting. Am I wrong?
Adam, yeah, AMC's average dilution price was 326, yet the price went to 238. So that was not AMC pushing the price down. That was shorts.
But people will say that Tony and myself don't want to talk about that. It's not that. It's that, okay, so AMC didn't dilute the shares. Here's a perfect example. They still have all the shares for dilution, and where's the stock trading at now? Because AMC, and my belief is AMC believes that the price is going to appreciate in value, and they're going to be able to sell their shares for a higher price. So the short sellers lost anyways. That's the way I look at it. Regardless, if you don't have the information, you get put in a bad spot. And that's just how I look at it. I don't know about you, Tony, but
No, you know about me.
I know I do. I get you.
Michael says, Tony, what was IMAX's earnings? I did not commit it to memory, Michael, but you can Google it. It was a very positive number. I think one of their best quarters in a while. And they said, thank you to Dune, and very optimistic about the next 2 years. What else? What else were we going to talk about? We talked about the preliminary earnings. We talked about the proxy statement. Why the date was April 24th that they put out those filings. We talked about the debt restructuring. What other questions y'all got? We talked about illegal naked shorting. What else y'all got? I'm a professional. Who's that comment for, my friend? He said, let's see, let's put his comment up and let us know. Is that a question for me or the chat? Or who are you talking to? He says, you didn't collapse them when AMC went from 3 to 70, yet you think you will collapse them now. I think he's talking about the shorts, right? Now that AMC is effectively 30 cents way below their original short position. Right. I mean, that is something that I think probably you, myself, and Mediocre agree on. And many people in our Discord, we're sitting here looking at the price. I hear people that live stream all day talking about AMC saying the shorts are scared, the shorts are trapped. Guys, it's literally at 30 cents. And they were going short at 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, and 5. I think they're probably okay. I would be worried if I was short at $3 right now.
Exactly. My problem is the people who were shorting at $70 already took their money out.
I don't understand. I don't have a good answer why the short interest is so high right now, other than they have a different thesis than I do. They're willing to go short at these prices based on not having a resolution yet on the debt restructuring and not knowing where the dilution status was. But that news is trickling out. And guess what happened to the price in the last 5 days? Not a good position to be in if you're short when the price is running up 45%.
I wouldn't want to short here. I'll tell you.
I mean,
that.
if you were shorting at 250, you're probably in a little bit of hurt right now at 335, 340, depending on if you were a small retail short, a small trading firm, or, you know, the big guys, they can soak it up. They can soak it up. They got plenty of collateral. Blazing in the house. What's up, Blazing?
What's up, Blazing?
Frank Esposito says that's why Adam Aaron has been building the balance sheet so that when we start getting more movies, AMC will blow the short fucking thesis away. Frank, I got one thing to say to you.
What's up, Cheesemo?
That's exactly what he's doing, Frank. What a lot of people can't understand is that there might be some short-term pain as an investor while you're dealing with a company fixing a balance sheet. That's why we've been talking about it for so damn long, because it can be painful if you want to hold through all that. It can be painful if you want to hold through all of that. But you guys make up your own minds. I have opted to step out of the play several times. Is that Cheesemo? Creasmo? Is that the same as Cheesemo? Mediocre?
Yeah, I believe it is. Yep.
Whatever happened to the Massalorian? Good question. I've had, let me see when I talked to him last. He is still alive. I can tell you that. And he is back in the United States. And last time I talked to him, let me bring up the text, was, hang on, got to log into the texting app. Credentials failed. What the fuck? What the fuck? Anyways, I'm not going to sit here and bore you while I try and log in. It was about 2 weeks ago, maybe 3. And he said he's back in the U.S. He's looking for a place to stay. He is looking for a job. And he was going to get all of his equipment set up, get his documentary published, and then be ready to go live with everybody. That was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I haven't heard from the kid. So no idea. But he is, as far as I know, alive and well, and anxious to get back to chatting with us all. I just don't know. I messaged him last weekend and said, hey, we're going to go live. Do you want to join? No answer. So,
Mass, if you're watching this, reach out, buddy, you know.
Johnny, send me a text, amigo. Everybody wants to know what's up with you. It's not that he's gone away, guys. He's just dealing with life. Dealing with life. And he will be back. He assures me he's interested in coming back. Yeah, he's a cool dude. How do I hide that? Oh, here we go. Jacob says, do you think AMC yearly break even is lower than 10.1 billion after these results? That is a good question I haven't considered, Jacob. Can I ask a favor? Can you let me see the breakdown of the Q1 income statement? I mean, they clearly beat earnings for Q1 by what I had forecast by a fairly wide margin. So I need to understand what changed in my model. And yeah, I will defer answering that question based on the income statement that I see on May 8th. But thank you for the question. I had not thought about that, and it's a good question. JP says Mass is probably in Brazil with some mulatas. I think he's up in He's up in the Northeast, according to what he told me, somewhere in the vicinity of Boston. It beat last year's averages. It did. We beat last year's net income on a lower box office. So I'm very curious, as I'm sure you guys are, to see how is the sausage made? What did they do? Tyler Durden. Love that movie. If oil prices and product prices do what they say they're going to do in the next couple of months, the markets are going to take a major hit. Then you will see some flash run-ups in stocks. Quite possible, Tyler. Or you'll see some stocks get cratered as the indexes crash. I'm here for it either way, my friend. I'm here for it either way.
I don't know why we got to keep destroying oil fields and stuff like that. I don't get it.
Was there some war news after the market closed, Mediocre? I got busy doing other life stuff after what happened in the world news today? Something
I'm
Russia.
not exactly sure of the accuracy of the information. But I from what I heard, Ukraine attacked an oil rig or oil refinery in Russia.
Okay. There's always got to be somebody starting trouble on the weekend, so we got to sweat that out till Monday.
I don't know. I didn't really get a chance to look into it. So,
all right. What other questions y'all got? I'm trying to wrap up before my wife gets home from she went to an evening gong yoga, she said. I said,
she
what
likes
is
the
gong?
yoga stuff, huh, Tone?
Huh?
She likes the yoga stuff.
She likes the yoga stuff. I like the yoga pants. So it's a great relationship, Mediocre.
I know. I thought you guys were going to midnight yoga the other day. No.
Mediocre, can you imagine being married to someone 50 years younger than you and she likes yoga pants?
Oh man. 50 years, Tony? Jesus.
I'm exaggerating because of
Yeah,
all the haters.
I know.
Tony married a child.
Tony, you know we're live, right?
As my wife is in her mid-30s. She just looks good. And she looks good in yoga pants too. So it's a great relationship. What are we drinking tonight, Tony? Tyler says we are drinking what's left of my birthday bourbon bottle, Woodford Reserve Double Oaked. Not sponsored, but yeah, we're gonna have to go do some bourbon shopping here in the next 2 weeks because I only drink this when I'm live with you guys. I know a lot of people think I'm an alcoholic. I just enjoy hanging out with you guys and having some fun because literally here working 12, 13 hours a day, trading, researching, studying, trying to bring you guys good info. It's fun to kind of kick back and get silly in the evenings. And yeah, sometimes I get a little tipsy. You ever seen a grown man naked? have you never had adult friends that enjoy a good whiskey or two? I mean, I know some of these people just must not have friends. Tony likes to drink. Well, I'm pretty sure I live in America and I'm pretty sure I'm a grown ass adult. So fucking deal with it.
So Tony, you know what I noticed? Who's missing from the chat?
Who's that?
Anya.
Where's she at?
I don't know.
Yeah. She must be out on the town with her hubby. Mediocre.
Well, shout out to Anya.
How the heck do you say his name? Quatamoc says, hurry up and get dinner ready, Tony. You know what? I have one ribeye thawing in the fridge. Just one. So if I make dinner, it's going to be for myself. My wife has a very different diet than I do. I don't even know how she exists, honestly. Like, she'll drink a couple yogurts. Like, how do you survive on that shit? But if I like to cook. I'm Italian. I don't think that that's a big crime. But if she was cooking something for me, I'm just really not into drinkable yogurt. So I'll make my own meal. Thank you very much. If she wants to cook and make food that I like, then that's fine too. And she does that from time to time. She's not a vegetarian. No, she does like steak. But here's the other problem. When we go to a steakhouse, she wants her steak well done. And
That's a crime, Tony.
that is a crime. I took her out to a very fancy restaurant. I've told this story before. A very nice steakhouse not far from where we live. And she asked for the filet well done. And the waiter told her, "No, ma'am, I'm sorry. The chef will not prepare it like that." I was like, yes. Sorry. You're going to have to figure it out. You can't go to a nice steakhouse and get a well done filet. But it's a crime. I can't cook a steak for her. I'm just teasing. I will grill some steaks for her to her satisfaction, but she's not a vegetarian. In fact, she hates all green vegetables. More, if it was going to be vegetables, it's got to be baked potato, corn. She'll have green beans with bacon, a nice Thanksgiving green beans. But salads and asparagus and broccoli and roasted Brussels sprouts, all that stuff that I like, she's not into that.
Oh my God.
I know.
That's a crime too, Tony.
Medium well is the first step, Diego. I've tried. I try sneaking in a medium well steak, and she's like, it's still got some pink in there in the middle. All right, what are you gonna do? We love our spouses, wives, and girlfriends, or if you're female, your husbands, partners, boyfriends, despite all their flaws and faults. She's got a lot of great qualities, and I'll forgive her for liking her steaks well done. What are you going to do? Tyler says, being a carnivore is the way. I wish I could get her to just adopt a carnivore diet. She's also an animal lover, so she will eat meat, but she's even very particular about that. Chicken's got to be chicken breast, nothing with the bone. I don't want to think that I'm eating an animal. Broke Ape says, is mass
bone either?
Huh?
My wife can't. If it's got a bone, she's no bueno.
Yeah, if we order wings, Mediocre, I'm getting the wings, and she's getting the boneless wings. I'm like, that's not even a freaking wing. That's just like a processed chicken nugget with wing sauce on it. I give her a hard time, but what are you gonna do? God love her. Broke Ape says, is Mass now considered a migrant with all that moving? I don't know. They let him back in the country. That much I know. Will AMC ever hit $20 again? DJ, I don't give price targets, but I will tell you this. If AMC were to get profitable based off of the current float, and let's say...
We're going to do math, Tony?
Yeah, we're going to do math. We have done some forecast in the 11.5 to 12 billion box office range. And let's just say that AMC were to, if you could do a spreadsheet where you thought in your mind that they could generate $1 annual earnings. That's 25 cents positive per quarter. That's that's the hurdle you got to get over. If they could get to $1 annual earnings with a PE ratio of 25, that's a $25 price target. So I will leave you to noodle on it over the weekend. Can AMC get to a point where they make 25 cents positive per quarter? That's without talking about squeezes or MOAS or anything else. That's kind of the math you need to go through.
So Tony, what's the formula to see if it's even possible? What would they have to do? What kind of spreadsheet would they have to make?
Well, you'd need to have a spreadsheet like what I have where you can input a revenue and know all the known expenses and the rough percentages of those expenses off of income, and see what kind of income up top line gets you a positive result at the bottom. My spreadsheet can do all of that. I can put in any box office number I want for 2025, 2026. I can tell you, based on the information we have right now, exactly what it would take to get there. And I have done that, but I've always prided myself on not giving price targets on this channel because I don't want to be that guy.
See, the thing is,
so you guys can do the math, but that's what you gotta. That's the math you got to get to a $25 price.
The reason why I threw Tony under the bus right there is because it's a math. It's something we do daily. We do a lot of math. We look at a lot of different things to see, like, where is it possibly going to go this week? You know what I mean? There's a lot involved. So, of course, we look outside of the box to see, is this possible, right?
Possible hinges on box office.
Exactly.
That's why I can't give you guys a firm answer. I'm not in charge of Hollywood. Possible hinges on box office.
That's what we go by, box office. Point blank, cut and dry. How much money can AMC generate off of box office numbers?
They are doing their damnedest. They're doing their damnedest to get more efficient off of lower box office by increasing revenue streams, reducing the debt, reducing the interest payments, cutting locations. It's a long drawn out process. They're doing their best to get there, and they have improved the number. You've heard Adam Aaron say we don't need to be at 2019 levels to be profitable. That's a fact. I can see it in my own spreadsheet.
How was that pizza the other night, Tony?
Oh, that's what I forgot to talk about, Mediocre. You guys, Mediocre, can I start out by saying I retweeted the donut holes, and then our dipshits over on the GameStop channels immediately lied and said, Tony DeNaro said donut holes are going to save this company. God, if you got to lie about me to look good in front of your followers, then bro, go ahead and do it. It's not going to save you in your little play. But I did not say that donut holes are going to save this company. I said donut holes are showing that AMC is not sitting still. They're actively developing new revenue possibilities for the company. And over the long term, that's good. If people like the donut holes, if people buy them, then it'll be a new revenue contributor. If no one buys them, then they'll go away. But the point was with donut holes and now the new pizzas, the point is this company is innovating, and they're not just sitting still waiting for bankruptcy to smack them in the face like a runaway train. They are innovating. They're doing things. They're trying. AMC at the dine-in theaters has introduced 4 or 5 new fresh baked handmade pizzas, not frozen. I watched the dude in the kitchen, because it's an open air kitchen in the dine-in theaters. I watched him make my pizza. I watched him place every topping on it. Fresh crust, baked, not a frozen flatbread pizza that they air fry. Those will still be available in your standard AMC theaters, the flatbread pizzas. The donut holes are also available only in the standard theaters, not the dine-in. What the dine-in got was fresh baked pizzas. Guys, I posted a picture of it on Twitter and my community tab on YouTube. Is it New York Italian style pizza great? As an Italian, I can tell you it's going to be very hard, guys, to live up to that type of quality in a movie theater. Is it better than the flatbread pizza? 100 times better. 100 times better. The toppings were stacked. The cheese was copious. The bread was fresh baked. And it was, it's one pizza will easily fill up a normal adult. Fantastic addition to the menu. I tried the Supreme. I'm going to, over the course of the next 2 weeks, try all of them. Next up is the pineapple pizza.
Oh boy.
I'm
Now
just
he's
kidding.
pushing
I'm just kidding. There's no pineapple pizza. They have supreme pepperoni, cheese, some Korean sweet barbecue. I don't even know how to say it. Somebody spell it out for me in the chat so I can attempt it, please. And what else? Vegetarian. They have a vegetarian option, which is nice because there are some days where, you know, maybe I don't want 1,500 calories. So I would try a vegetarian pizza.
Tony, your buddy Oliver wants to know how much.
How much are the pizzas? That they're like $15 to $16, depending on the pizza. Whereas your standard flatbread pizza is about $9. So here's how I look at it. It's going to bring in higher revenue. Like if I go there, if I want a pizza at an AMC theater instead of a popcorn, and there are days where I want a pizza instead of a popcorn, I'm going to go to the dine-in theater. And now for me, instead of buying a $9 item, I'm buying a $16 item, and I'm okay with that.
Hey, put my cousin Frankie's comment up there.
Frankie says we're Italian, we don't do pineapple. Yeah, I'm doing an ode to Lou. Bless his heart. Rest in peace.
I love it.
The point is, guys, it's a higher revenue opportunity. So on your top line revenue, now you've got another item that's at 50% the price point of the item it replaced. Is it at every theater? No, it's only at the dine-ins. But again, a step towards bringing in more revenue. That is what you want your management team doing. How can we offer something but get them to pay 50% more? That's going to bump up the top line revenue item.
When I seen it, Tony, I was shocked that they were doing that, and I thought it was a good idea.
I never know about these things in advance. So I find them on Twitter. Even AMC's not putting out press releases. Why aren't they? Adam, talk about it.
Exactly.
AMC Twitter main account, talk about it. Why are we finding this stuff out on the app or the website? Fucking blast it out.
I think you should talk about it, Tony. I think
you should.
Because for one, you get people going to the movie theaters now. You take your son or your daughter to the movies. You don't have to take them to Wendy's or somewhere else, before you go there. You just, we'll get you. You want a pizza? We'll get you a pizza. And at least they're getting something decent,
Yeah. I'm trying to think, Mediocre, what is the best that I could relate this pizza to? And I've tried a lot of frozen pizzas. And if you've ever had, and I know a lot of people are going to say, oh God, that's awful. But if you've had like a DiGiorno self-rising crust, fresh baked from frozen, one that had, but imagine that with even more toppings on it. I mean, I wish I could pull up the fucking picture. Maybe I can. Let me pull up my Twitter. You tell me if you think this is a decent amount of toppings. All right, here we go. Share screen. Guys, this is not an New York Italian restaurant. This is a theater. So here is the pizza.
That's your pizza, right, Tony?
That is my pizza, yes.
And beer?
The only thing that I can't for the life of me figure out, Mediocre, is why I got a side cup of ranch dipping sauce. What fucking state are you guys dipping your pizza in ranch? Why? Why, Adam? Just save the 50 cents. Get that off the, no, we don't need ranch with our pizza. Here is the guy making my pizza. You can see this is not frozen. He's putting every individual topping on there. It was very good. That's all I'm going to say. It was way, way better than the flatbread.
And that is what I want to hear when it comes to new products there like that, you know. So they removed the flatbread, Tony, and that's the only pizza you could get at a dine-in now, right?
At a dine-in theater, the flatbread is no longer an option. If you want pizza, you're going to pay $15 to $16, maybe more in certain states where the cost of living or the price point on things is higher. California, New York, etc., Boston. Coyote says, I think Lou was assassinated. Yeah, the shorts might have taken him out, Mr. Coyote. True that.
Tony, Pam's got a comment for you.
Who?
Pam the trader.
Pam the trader. Where's she at? Pam says, I just ate chicken wings at Chili's with my friends with bone in. Don't tell Scarlett. I always like to get the flatbread at AMC. My favorite is the dine-in burgers. The burgers are the bomb. Gosh, man, I feel sorry for you guys if you don't have a dine-in theater in your area, and I hope they build out more. I have 3 AMC in my area. The IMAX, of course, is all the way on the other side of town, but the 2 that are close to me, one is relatively new. It's a dine-in theater, and the other is the other direction, and it's a standard theater. But so I have a lot of options to choose from, but mostly I will go to the dine-in theater. I'll skip my lunch. And, if I'm working here, I'll skip my lunch and I'll go to AMC 4, 5, 6 o'clock and spend my dinner money there. I'll get a burger, Pam. The burgers are pretty damn good. And I don't know what to say. I do the best I can to support the company. I enjoy movies. I enjoy food. And as long as it's decent, then I will continue to do that.
Tony,
I'd much rather have options like this than popcorn every damn time. I like popcorn, but when you see as many movies as I do, it gets to a point where that's not nutritionally healthy to eat popcorn 3 times a week.
Yeah.
I got to have something different.
So Tony Broke Ape says, better than the flatbread? I've got to try it.
Way better. Way better. The movie I watched sucked, to be honest, but the pizza was the redeeming quality. The movie I saw was Challengers with Zendaya. Now, Zendaya was in tennis shorts, sometimes in lingerie. Now, that part of the movie was okay. That part of the movie was pretty damn nice, but the bulk of the movie, just not my kind of movie. This homoerotic love triangle nonsense, the overbearing music, the time jumps that was throughout the film, jumping 3 days ago, 12 years ago, 4 days ago, 7 years ago, yesterday, midnight, 2 days ago. But come on, man. I want to watch it. Keep it simpler. It was just too much for me. I hear people say, Tony, you like every movie you go see. No, I don't like every movie I go see. And there are very few that I dislike. I just disliked this one. What did I see this week that I liked? Unsung Hero. Unsung Hero, the story of Rebecca St. James, Grammy award-winning singer, and her family, their struggle to overcome adversity before she was an artist. You want to go see something uplifting, wholesome. There's a little bit of family values. Oh my gosh. There's a little bit of trusting in God. There's a little bit of prayer. But if you want to see something redeeming, quality, good acting, good story to make you feel like there's hope in life if you just persevere and don't fucking give up, that's a fantastic movie, Unsung Hero. Please go watch it.
Tony Frankie says AA should hire you to do AMC pizza commercial.
AMC pizza. It's better than the it's better than the Giorno.
I love it.
What else I got coming up? Wolverine and Deadpool, and I've got coming up Planet of the Apes. And there's another one. What's that? That one with the Swedish actor Pam? You probably know. There's those two brothers, the Swedish brothers. The younger one stars in this film. It's kind of like a Kill Bill type film, but I can't remember the fucking name of it. I probably will go see that one this weekend because I've seen just about everything else. And I will try another pizza. What should I try next? The Korean barbecue chicken, the pepperoni, the cheese, or the vegetarian? I'll let y'all vote.
I'm going to go the Italian way, say the pepperoni.
Give me a pep and some extra mozzarella. Can you put some gabagool on there?
gabagool, Tony. Oh, shit.
What is it? Boy Kills World is that other movie starring Bill Skarsgård. That's his name. My wife's just texted me, "Hi, I left Target. Now I'm going to H-E-B because they didn't have my yogurt at Target. Do we have anything to drink at the house?"
That's funny. I like it.
You don't.
Hold on. Jock Top.
Let me tell her to bring me a case of Miller Lite or something, whatever. I don't care. I like. Bring me something not cider. She keeps on buying cider. She likes these alcoholic ciders. She'll have one every now and then before she goes to sleep. Do you want a cider? No, I don't want a fucking cider. I want a beer. If I'm going to have one, if I'm going to have a nightcap as we watch our evening movie.
Some of them are all right, but man, they give you heartburn like crazy if you have.
Yeah, and mediocre. If it's going to be a cider, it better be one with a high ABV, so I don't got to drink two.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
The fucking heartburn is ridiculous. I'm with you on that one.
Oh, Nick is talking about the shakes at AMC. I noticed that they made a change. So my wife and I went to a movie last weekend. What did we go see? Fuck. When you see so many movies, you forget. We both had already eaten dinner, and so we each got a shake. One of those $15 shakes, y'all. People say, who goes to the movies and spends a lot of money? We do our best. We went and saw Abigail on April 19th, and we both got a shake, and we both got the Oreo shake. I ordered mine, and then she's like, what do I want? Yeah, I want the Oreo too. They have done away with those big ass cookies and brownies on top of the shakes, which I'm actually, as a investor in the company, as a owner of the company, I'm glad they did away with those because I was always so full from a shake that I never have one time, I don't know about y'all, but I have never one time eaten the cookie or brownie, the massive cookie or brownie on top of those shakes. Yes, they were great for pictures. I just couldn't eat them. So They have good mix-ins. They have some new flavors, including the peanut butter shake. So I got to remake my way through the menu, and maybe I'll try that one day over the next couple weeks, the peanut butter shake.
I'll tell you this, guys. Tony will be right in the middle of a trading day, right after, right around lunchtime. He's like, "I'm going to the movies." He uses his friggin' what do they call that pass? A-list membership. Yeah,
I am an A-list member. Yeah, I mean that gives me 3 free movies a week. But I mean, I'm invested in the stock, and I consider it part of my due diligence to bring you guys news on if a movie is good or not. If I don't like it, I'm going to tell you I don't like it. And if I think you should watch it, I'm going to tell you I think you should watch it. I also love movies, though. That's been a lifelong passion.
Yeah, I don't have an AMC near me is my problem, or I would spend more time, I'd take my wife out on some pretty hot dates, you know what I mean?
I know. I've seen the pictures, Mediocre. Sufyan says, Tony, who knew Mediocre and you would be in a 2-person panel talking about AMC 3 years later? Nobody expected us to be here 3 years later, Sufyan. Many YouTubers got exposed and they will never come back. I don't know about got exposed. I think just people got tired of being wrong, Sufyan. A lot of people got tired of being wrong. If you talk about the financial statements, if you talk about filings and 8Ks that the company puts out, you can never be wrong. People can often criticize you, and they do. Oh, that fucking Denaro clown. He reads the fucking financial statements. He must be paid by the company.
We should talk about Clown News Network again. I love that term, dude. I love that
Guys,
fucking term.
if you're not reading the financial statements, you're going to lose money in this play. I guarantee it. You can call me a clown all you want. Nobody fucking pays me, but I anticipate what's going to happen and get out of the way often.
I told fucking Tony when I heard the Clown News Network thing, I said, we need to embrace that fucking shit.
Oh, yes. We are the Clown News Network. Beautifully named by our biggest fans because we expose the clowns, the shills, and the conspiracy theorists. In fact, we may make that a running segment, and we will feature them on the Clown News Network because they are the reason that it would be called the Clown News Network, not the information you get here. We have rarely provided incorrect information on this channel. As far as I'm concerned, everybody else is the fucking clowns. So thank you for the suggestion, and we're going to lean into it.
And I'll say this, if I'm wrong, I'll happily admit it.
Absolutely. Mediocre, what have we been wrong about? Let's do a recap for the folks because they say we're never wrong, Mediocre. Tony and Mediocre say they're never wrong. Let's do a quick recap for the folks on what we've been wrong about.
Most recent or where?
Yeah, most recently. Let's just do 1 or 2 because it's painful being wrong. But we talk about it all the time. I hear at least once a day somebody say in the Discord, "Oh man, we got that wrong." Let's talk about the biggest, most painful recent things we've been wrong about.
Well, I'll tell you the biggest thing, and it's public. It's out there. It's on YouTube. Go look at it. It's on both of our channels. Is the dilution spreadsheet? I was wrong, Tony. I don't care.
That is a good, excellent example of what we've been wrong about. I was convinced that AMC was going to have a $250 million cash burn on Q1, which they did, but I was convinced that the reason he rushed the dilution is he wanted to have that all done before the Q1 meeting, and the price action seemed to even correlate with that, right?
Yeah.
That maybe the price was being driven down because he was diluting, that he wanted that $250 million back in the bank before May 8th. Guess what? We were wrong.
Yes, we were.
And I'm okay with that.
Yes, I am. Because you know why? I know he's going to get more money per share for those shares. That means less dilution on shareholders.
It's actually beautiful that we were wrong, Mediocre, because the answer is better than the worst case scenario that we were modeling.
Exactly.
It's better that we were wrong. And that is the time I want to be wrong.
Did the fucking models make us money though, Tony?
Yes. Hand over fist. Hand over fucking fist. Even though we were wrong, we have made a lot of money trading that model since March 28th. So what are you going to do?
And it wasn't even dilution. It was the fucking short sellers selling shares. Oh, God.
This is literally one of the times where we can say to the shorts, thank you for the discount. and not be a fucking shill. I mean, thank you for the discount. My cost basis is well under $3 now on my entire position. Thank you.
Exactly.
As long as we stay where we're at or go up, I'm in great shape.
Exactly. And I'm glad that AMC did not sell those shares at fucking $2 because I was not happy, was I, Tony?
Oh, we would have been having to deal with crybabies for the next year if he sold shares at $238. So yeah, I'm glad I was wrong on that. Okay, Mediocre. The other major thing we've been wrong on in the last 6 months or the last year. Ape, the issuance of Ape.
Yeah.
We did not think that was going to be nothing to do with a short squeeze, but we did think that people were going to hold Ape and see the value in it.
Exactly. People did not see the value in Ape. AMC shareholders did not see the value in Ape. That's one thing that we misjudged.
So we got that wrong, and we got wrecked on some of our Ape purchases. But we
repaired it.
We were not incorrect that at some point that there would be an arbitrage opportunity. When Ape got well below AMC, we were able to fix a lot of that mistake. Part of the beauty in recognizing when you're wrong is then, okay, we were wrong. How do we fix it?
Exactly.
That's what a lot of people don't do in this fucking play. I was wrong, therefore I hate Adam Aaron.
Yeah, I don't understand.
That is where you guys are going wrong. Admit your mistakes and figure out how to fucking fix it. And how did we fix it? When AMC got really very close to the conversion, when AMC got really high and Ape got really low, we sold all of our AMC, put all of that money a minute later into Ape when they were at their widest spread.
Yep.
AMC tanked. I'm glad I got rid of that AMC, and Ape went up.
And people were telling you guys that there was no arbitrage. Arbitrage play is bullshit.
Arbitrage absolutely happened.
I can't believe people were saying that.
So yeah, sometimes we get stuff wrong. Sometimes we get stuff wrong in a big way, but we figure out how to fix it.
And we do that due diligence, math. We look at everything. And we discuss stuff, and that's just how we do. I'm not gonna sit here and put money into something I don't think I have a chance of winning, right? Like that's a fucking stupid idea.
If you want a lesson, not from me or Mediocre, about how to get out of the hole when you are wrong, go watch the movie Unsung Hero. Go watch the movie Unsung Hero and watch how people deal with being wrong, deal with being dealt a shitty situation, deal with everything in their life falling apart, but they don't give up. They look for solutions. They power through. They have faith in themselves. And they don't give up. They don't turn negative on anyone. They don't turn negative on anyone. They believe in themselves. They look for solutions. Go watch Unsung Hero. That's how I live my life. There's not a negative day in this house. Do we get things wrong? Do we lose money some days? Yes, absolutely. Everybody loses money on plays. What you do is learn from those mistakes and you take corrective action and you fix it.
I mean, the Discord knows how much I've lost. I've lost quite a bit in one day. And I've told the story. Why? Because I want people to learn from the mistake that I made. I've already made that money back. It's not an issue for me. But the point is, use that shit as a learning experience.
Mediocre, how pleasant would you be to be around if you spent all day from your waking moment to the time you go to sleep talking bad about every company you're invested in.
I mean, why would you do that? First of all, if you believed in the company and you're invested in it, why would you want to put negative sentiment on the stock? I don't understand. That part blows my mind too.
A couple screws loose up here, I think. Cuckoo, cuckoo. Oh man.
I don't do that, right? Like,
Look for a way to fix things. Focus on the
Yeah.
positive. If you don't like the play, just move on. There's thousands of other stocks. But all of y'all that are mired in this negative sentiment, negative emotion, I get it. The depression, the despair, the red in your portfolio. Hey, everybody's been there in one play in their lifetime. If you want to become an investor, if you want to learn, accept your mistakes, understand where you went wrong. You weren't reading the filings. You weren't reading the financials. You were listening to the wrong people.
yeah,
Accept
rethink
that.
your
Accept
thought.
that. Admit it. Listen to the right people and move on.
And not only listen to the right people, devote time to learn. That's the whole purpose I'm here, right? You don't have to do what I do. I don't care. But at least investigate what I'm saying. I encourage you to go out and fact check me, or Tony or anybody that I associate with.
Craig, thank you. Craig says, I was behind on the live and Oliver is a dipshit. We agree. Tony is as honest and open about this stocks, and I've watched all the pumpers. We win and we lose, but it's your portfolio, not mine. Absolutely. I'm not the one pushing your buy and sell button. And I've done my absolute best to say to you guys many, many times, we're not in 2021 anymore, and you better take active fucking charge of your portfolio and start paying attention to the financials. And yeah, I take a lot of arrows in the back over that, and that's fine. Not a problem. I'm not going anywhere. We are doing just fine by listening to our own DD. You don't like it, do your own thing and keep living a life full of negativity.
Why should I not talk about my good plays for the community who wants to hear it, right? If you don't want to hear it, you don't have to listen to it. Just like Tony, I'm going to tell you guys about my good plays. Like, I'm pumped, man. I had an awesome week. And I know Tony did too. He actually beat me, which kind of pissed me off a little bit. But
this was a fucking phenomenal week. I know this sounds silly, but everybody in our Discord was celebrating this week.
Absolutely, they were.
I know you guys are saying, what the fuck are you talking about? Celebrating what? The stock's at $3. Guys, we've been buying between $3 and $2.38. Some people are up 45 fucking %. And on top of that, we're selling covered calls for another $20 a contract. Some people making $1,000, $2,000 extra in a week. But you want to go listen to the negative people, be my guest.
Put up Gus's comment. Gus responded right away, Tony.
We make fucking money. I mean, who do you want to be around? Do you want to be around a bunch of people that have a loser mentality? Or do you want to learn how to make some fucking money?
Get us next one. I love it.
Gus says, you don't like money, give it to us. Yeah. All those people that bought puts got wrecked. Cheers to you, Craig. I'm going to call, I know your name is not this, but I'm going to call him from now on Craig the Ball Breaker. It's actually Kalkbrenner, but Craig the Ball Breaker. Cheers to you, friend.
Actually, I actually had a good conversation with Frankie in the chat the other day. Frankie, do you want to say something about the conversation we had? I mean, just you don't have to go into detail or nothing like that. Just did something maybe click for you in the conversations we were having?
Frankie is relatively new to the Discord group. I'd like to hear what his initial thoughts of our crazy motley crew. Cheesemo says, I made about $60 selling puts, cash secured puts. This week I got filled on one for 100 shares, but I don't care. Selling cash secured puts is a way to generate immediate income and identify a price at which you'd like to buy in the shares. So I'm guessing, Cheesemo, you sold 350 puts, a 350 strike.
He probably sold one at $3, it looks like, if he got filled.
He didn't get filled because it didn't close under $3, so it closed under 350.
No, so he must have sold one at 350 then, yeah.
And again, if all the options talk is Greek to you, we're not trying to push options on anybody. But if you want to learn about them for any stock, we're doing this on everything in the portfolio, not just AMC. It's literally what we call an ATM. If you can learn the wheel strategy. Imagine, guys, who's still here? 95 people. All right, you guys are going to get the best news of this night. I want you to imagine this for a second. We're going to call it stock XYZ. And let's say you own a few thousand shares of stock XYZ, and it's trading for $3 a share. And I'm just going to make up numbers here, $3 a share. Just for the simplicity of the math, let's say that stock XYZ is trading within a stable range. You know the price that you don't think it's going to go over that week. And on Monday morning, when the market opens, you sell covered calls at that strike price. So if it's trading at 3 and you don't think it's going to go over 350, but you'd be willing to sell if it did, because that's a 10% run in a week, you sell covered calls with a 350 strike, and you sell enough of them to pocket $300. Again, this is just an exaggeration for simplicity. Monday morning, you immediately generate $300 cash. You still got your shares. If it closes under 350, you will have your shares and an extra $300. But here's where the ATM money printer comes in. Imagine then that you take that $300 and use it as collateral to sell a cash secured put with a $3 strike or a $2.50 strike, generating you income again, immediate.
I'm sorry,
you
Tony.
Just sold something. Use that money to parlay it into selling something else to generate more income. And if that stock trades in that band for the entire week, you're going to keep the money from up here and you're going to keep the money from down here. Guys, you can do this on any stock. And I'm not advocating that you jump into options trading. Learn what the fuck you're doing. Join the Discord. Come talk to us. Paper trade for 6 months.
I agree. Tony, you got to read Gus's comment. I'm sorry I laughed. Oh, man. Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's ruthless. But put up Frankie's comment. He put 2 up there. So just for the record, one of our Discord members, great guy, Rolf, Frankie happened to be there. He did a spreadsheet just to give you guys an idea what we're talking about of an actual options play that happened this week, and then it went further to look into the future on what ways we could do if this happened. This is what we could do if that happens, like that. That's what Frankie is talking about.
Nick M says, I need an invite to the Discord. I don't give out invites, Nick M. But if you read in the video description, there are some instructions.
And again, we're not pushing the Discord. I
don't give out invites because I'm not pushing the Discord. I get tired of fucking people saying, oh, He's pushing a Discord to grift off of people. We're not pushing plays in the Discord. We're teaching people, and I'm literally in there 10, 12, 14 hours a day. And if you don't think that's worth 16 cents, then don't join. I don't care. I got enough on my hands helping the people who actually want help. Go join the GME Discord where he says he's going to charge you $300 a month. Go join someone else's where they charge you 25 or 50 or 100 for post MOAS advice. But my time is valuable, and if you can't swing 16 cents a day, then the information here is still free. But if you want access to chat with us 12, 14 hours a day, that's what you get. That's what you get for that. And if you don't want to spend that $5 a month, that's fine. I'll still be here all the time. But I'm here trading. We're here chatting all fucking day, every day. And that's what you have access to. If you're getting good information elsewhere, then stick with the free info. If you don't feel like you're getting good info, you don't know who to trust, give it a try for 30 days. If you don't like it, it's not a lifetime commitment.
Yeah. Somebody once told me that information isn't free, Tony.
But cults are.
Oh, man.
Cults are free. You get a free entry and you can never leave, Mediocre.
Welcome to the Hotel California. That's AMC. Oh, man.
Woo! All right. We got about 15 more minutes. Mediocre, I'm going to go turn on the AC because I'm starting to sweat. 15 minutes to get your good questions in, guys.
Yeah, I just want to say, to continue on the options conversation real quick to enlighten people, we have these conversations every day, and it's about, for us, getting good entries and exits, which I work very hard at, and anybody who knows me knows that. And just earning weekly income and whatever, growing our portfolios. That's the goal, right? And I know some people want to believe in, MOAS, this, that, and the other thing, and I'm done with that phase of my trading, and it's easy for me just to do what I do, and we call it in the Discord. We say we're going to create our own MOAS. We don't need it to go to crazy numbers because we're going to generate income anyways. That's a true thing that we talk about in the Discord. And I'm not pushing the Discord. I'm just saying that this where a lot of our community, like Tony and I could talk like this. We talk like this all day long. We have fun. And we talk trading and we talk facts and all different kinds of stocks, right? Like, for example, we don't really talk about AMC. Like I brought up Palantir today for whatever reason. And funny that it started to run up, but it was a coincidence, right? I just, my dad's in my trading group. Okay. Like I have to benefit my family. Okay. That's my father. I want to make sure that I'm good and whatever, somebody's got to get an inheritance here. I mean, shit.
There are literally thousands of stocks out there. I know there's channels that are dedicated just to AMC, just to GameStop. I sure wish I could make more videos about other stocks that we're trading, but nobody fucking watches them. Oh, why are you only making AMC videos? Because that's what people apparently want to see. I try and make other videos on other plays that I'm in or that I'm considering, but they get 400 views. Why are people so allergic to profitable companies that pay dividends is beyond me. But I wish you guys would wake the fuck up. I love speculative plays, but there's a world of opportunity out there where
Exactly.
your money is a lot safer. You might not make 100% in a week, but you can sleep at night. That's how I balance it, right? I like to have a balanced portfolio, mostly profitable companies, and I have fun with this stuff. Why are we not always negative? Why are we not always crying? Because this is actually fun for us.
Yeah, I enjoy it. That's why I do it, you know. And I enjoy helping people, to be honest, right?
This is the fun part. This is, I mean, a profitable company is very boring. Let's be real.
Yeah, it is.
You know, in a year, you're probably going to make 15, 20%. Yawn. But you don't got to worry about that money. This is what makes the day-to-day go by, these fun plays, digging into the filings, figuring out stuff that other people are missing because they're not reading or they're approaching it from a conspiracy mindset. There's a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of opportunity in other people's unfortunate self-inflicted mistakes.
Here's an easy way to look at it. To give you an example, right? On every call or put, you know, that's sold, there's a buyer on the other side of that. So somebody believes the opposite of what you think. Okay. For example, if I sell a call, I believe the stock price isn't going to go over a specific number. Okay. It's still a bullish thing. It's just that I don't, you know, I want to keep my shares, but I'm willing to sell my shares at that price. Okay. So the person buying that contract thinks that that price is going to go past that price, whatever it is. Okay. And vice versa for a put. Okay. The person who buys the put thinks the stock price is going to fall. All right. I mean, who's ever's buying that, there's a market there. Somebody obviously thinks that. Did they do their due diligence? My
Mediocre.
opinion, they did.
Have you lost your shares yet selling covered calls on AMC?
Yeah, of course I have.
I have not, to my recollection. I have on other plays, profitable companies, other stocks that I've been in that were trading in a pattern where I say, okay, if it runs up above my cost basis 20%, that's my strike price. I'm going to sell the covered call at. I have lost shares, but I made 20% plus the option premium, so that's fine. But I have never personally lost shares, to my recollection, selling covered calls on AMC. I've only made money collecting the premium.
So the only time I actually lost them was before conversion reverse split, when the stock price was running up.
There probably will be a day where I lose my shares.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
But I'm
mean
setting my strike price at a price I'd be willing to sell them at anyways. Because guess what? If it's running, I'll just buy more. It's not a problem. It's not a fucking problem.
Are you underwater?
No.
Did you give a shit?
Basis on my entire position is under $3. I only get hurt if it falls below, 250.
Do you think that's going to happen, Tony?
I don't think that's high on the probability list unless
neither do I.
If the market implodes or a COVID 2024 happens or AMC's got some bad news that I can't foresee, it could go down. But the market imploding is the biggest risk, right?
Did you see that those are risk factors in the filings?
They are risk factors disclosed by the company. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I accept that risk because I read it.
I'm surprised that all companies don't have that in there now. The whole pandemic thing, I'm
going to move my desk down. Hang on.
Yeah. Tony's old and tired. He can't stand up no more.
I got up at 3:00 this morning, Mediocre. It's 11 o'clock here now. So it's been a long day.
It's getting late.
Gus says my DD is better than the other guy. Tyler, good night, my friend. I'm gonna hang out with you guys probably until the wife gets home. But oh man, she can turn a grocery shopping trip into an hour-long thing. 10:20. She said she was going. Let me just ask her when she's going to be home. When home?
Yeah, went home. Scarlett, when home.
Scarlett, don't make me take another drink. Just for you guys, because it's Friday.
No, I'm done. I'm not having another one. It's already midnight here.
What were you drinking, Mediocre?
I was drinking Shock Top, but I killed it.
All right. I like Shock Top.
I'm out.
Well, hopefully, I asked her to surprise me with something. I'm not going to drink any more tonight, but something to have for the weekend and next week. I've got 2 shots left of the bourbon here, so I'll have to go to the liquor store this weekend. We gotta have our celebration drinks for May 8th, Mediocre. Are we gonna be celebrating May 8th? What do you think? For those that are just joining in, are we gonna be celebrating May 8th, or are we gonna be trading flat, or are we going down to $1.50?
I mean, I celebrate every
like
week.
the negative Nancy's are saying we're headed to $1.50.
Tony, I got to be honest. I kind of celebrate every week because I usually win. not to be I don't know.
Mediocre.
It's hard to lose.
Are you being given inside information? Is that how you can double dip like this? You're being paid by AMC and they're giving you inside info. I know it, Mediocre.
Not at all. Not at all.
What about me?
Although I did meet Adam Aaron once.
You met him. Well, that sounds suspect.
Yeah, right. I just figured I would admit to meeting him, in case somebody just
that's a connect the dots right there. You met him. You must be a paid shill.
Yeah. Maybe.
It's incontrovertible. I mean, in my mind, once you meet someone, you're paid by them.
I hear you.
I wish I had a laugh track right now. I'm laughing so fucking hard on the inside. That's literally what some of these conspiracy channels say. Well, he met the man, clearly being paid. Clearly. Incontrovertible.
I you know the conversation because I've talked about it, but what I've learned from that exchange kind of changed my view. You know that because I've said it, but he doesn't do your job. You're a fucking CEO. I get it. I understand what you were doing on your little fucking tour. Gotcha. You know what I mean? I appreciate you.
It took us a while to figure out what he was doing on his little tour, didn't it, Mediocre?
Yes, it did.
There's a couple things we agree with the no voters on, like what he was doing on his little tour.
Exactly.
Chuck, Chuck says they will dump us like a lot lizard. Who is they, Chuck? Who is they?
I don't know.
Gus.
I feel like you just wanted to say lot lizard.
Gus says I danced with Adam at his son's wedding.
Oh man! Oh man! Fucking Gus.
Shorts. Chuck says the shorts will dump us like a lot lizard. Can you explain, Chuck? You mean they will dump on us? They'll dump more shorts on us?
Yeah, I think he thinks they'll drive the price down.
Yeah, it's possible, Chuck. It's possible. Which, you know what? Since I'm selling covered calls every week, I got no problem with that.
I say thank you. You know what I do, Tony?
What do you
when I
do?
Sell my covered calls and they short it like that and drive the price down. You know what I do with my premium?
You buy cash secured puts?
I do that, or what's the other thing I do?
Buy shares at the discounted price?
Thank
because
you,
why? Because you know what the box office looks like the rest of this year.
Exactly. And then what do I do with those shares that I just purchased?
You sell them on a run up. Or you make more money by selling covered calls on them. This is not hard, guys. This is not fucking hard. Are you allergic to making money? Wake the fuck up. The only way you don't buy this company is if you think it's going bankrupt. If you think that, don't buy this stock. If you are adverse to risk, do not fucking buy this stock. There's a good chance you're going to lose your money.
And if you think that MOAS is intimate, don't sell covered calls.
If you think MOAS is imminent, do not sell covered calls. Yes, good advice. We have people in our Discord, Mediocre, that think MOAS is imminent and will not sell covered calls. And I'm fine with that. I say, do what you want. You got to trade your own way. I'm not giving instructions. I'm not pushing anybody in any direction. I just talk about what I'm doing and why. Everybody makes up their own mind in our trading group. And there is a wide variety of minds. But you know what? You know what mind is not existent in our group? The negative fuckers.
Yeah. That's true.
We got a lot of realists. We got a lot of realists. We got a lot of, what's the word? The
common sense.
Well, no, I want to say graveyard humor, but that's not the right phrase.
Dark humor.
Gallows. We got gallows humor. We're so real that we joke, when the price goes down. Like, oh, of course. But we don't get mad. We don't get sad. We don't get angry. It's just another day.
Yeah.
Welcome to the suck.
That's right.
Shorts are going to short.
What are we going to do next week?
Shorts are going to short. How are you going to react to it? Was there bad news? Was there bad news? You might have a decision tree to follow. Was there no bad news? Well, you might have a different decision tree to follow. But you got to take emotion out of it and start using logic and, I don't know, maybe some financial analysis. Think like an investor. Think like a trader. Stop being so fucking negative.
What's up, Gorilla Gardener? How are you tonight?
GG. What's up, GG?
He must be at work.
ADJ says Tony, earnings is on May 8th. Correct. Yes, sir. June 5th is the annual shareholders meeting where you get to vote on that proxy. The proxy where all the no voters, where all the no voters want to put themselves on the line and tell you how to vote. But if I tell you how to vote, they want to take me to court. But they can tell you how to vote all day long. Do you see the narrative that's out there? If someone has a different opinion than them, take them to court. But they will tell you how to vote, no problem. I'm just to the point.
Tony,
I don't fucking care. Vote however you want. It's not going to matter. It's not going to matter.
Tony, do you really, really have an opinion on it, though?
I do. I have an opinion on some of them. To be honest, Mediocre, I pulled up the proxy today, and here's what I did. I wanted to know. All right, I already gave you guys on a recent video an independent source that advises institutions on every company out there on the pressing issues that are on proxies. And guess what? Every issue that is on AMC's proxy is covered by two independent companies, Glass Lewis and ISS. Go watch my video 2 weeks ago with instructions on how to vote. Those instructions will tell you, go to Glass Lewis and ISS and get informed from somebody who's not living in a world of cuckoo. Understand why they are pushing certain issues on companies. Go start there. Start with Glass Lewis or ISS. They are pushing companies to put things on proxies. Then, after you've done that work, it requires reading. After you've done that work, then read AMC's proxy and read the paragraph for each item where they tell you why they put this on the proxy. You may find that they tell you that certain independent proxy companies are recommending that we put this on the ballot to increase shareholders' rights. I don't know. I don't fucking know, but you might find that. Once you've done all that work, then vote however you want. I don't fucking care.
I knew you'd say it, Tony. Tony, how do you want me to vote?
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. You know what? How much that's going to affect my trading on this stock, Mediocre?
It's not.
It's not. So I don't care how you vote at this point. I'm tired of trying to help people. I'm tired of encouraging people to read instead of approaching everything from a conspiracy mindset that everybody in the world is out to get you. I can't help people any more than I've already done the last 3 years. So at this point, I just don't care. I don't.
The only
fucking
reason
care.
why I brought it up, though, is it's funny, is because we make jokes about this shit all day long. Oh, God. I'm sorry.
I'm going to start a petition to sue the people telling me how to vote, especially if they're telling me to vote against the board, because I got to presume the board probably wants the best for the company and the shareholders. But I don't know. They want to sue me for not telling you anything.
Now, I'll be honest with
Maybe we'll sue them for telling people to trash the company, trash the CEO, vote against the board's recommendations. Maybe those people should be sued. I don't know. Maybe someone can start working on that.
So I'm going to be honest with everybody who's watching this video on YouTube or whatever, okay? I never went to Glass Lewis. I never went and looked at ISS. I have no idea how I'm going to vote. I really don't care, to be totally honest with you. I may not even vote. And I have a lot of shares, by the way. If anybody wants me to vote for me, that's a joke. It's a joke. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is I don't care. I don't plan on being in this stock too long. So whatever you guys decide, if that's what you want to do or don't do, go right ahead. I don't care. But I read none of that. The only thing that I did do, I'll admit to this, I did watch Tony's video about how to vote. And the fucking prick didn't even tell me how to vote.
But you know how many people rushed out videos, Mediocre, saying Tony should be sued for telling you how to vote? They didn't even watch the fucking video. Because I said at the end, guys, I have never told people how to vote. I have in the past tried to explain the proxy and what outcomes could be if you vote yes or no. But to my knowledge, maybe in 2021, I don't even think I voted in 2021, but I try and always present balanced information. This year, I just don't fucking care. I'm over it. Vote however the fuck you want.
Because you know why?
Did I mention I don't fucking care?
Tony, why don't you care? Because it doesn't affect us, does it?
Exactly. And I don't need the fucking hate that comes with it.
It doesn't affect us, guys. You want to keep the board, keep the board. You want to get rid of the board, get rid of the board. You want to get rid of Adam Aaron, get rid of Adam Aaron.
Hey, you know what's funny, Mediocre? After I made that video, which I did not tell people how to vote, they said on their videos, Tony said vote for Proposition 1. Therefore, I'm not going to vote for it. First of all, I didn't say how to vote on anything, but the people that are saying that want to get rid of the board. And the hilarious thing to me is if they vote no on Prop 1, they're not going to be able to get rid of the board next year.
I'm actually going to read this stuff. I gotta take it serious. I gotta read through it so I know. But
Tony's running a reverse psyop on us. Whatever he said, I don't even know what he said, but no to everything. I want a staggered board. I want to kick the board out, or I want a staggered board. I don't know what the fuck I want, but whatever Tony said, no.
Put Gus's comment up. Gus is a fucking shill. An Adam Aaron lover. Do it, Tony. Do it. Do it. Oh man. No, the other one. The I'm gonna vote and give Adam Aaron whatever the fuck he wants.
I'm not going to put that up because I don't want to be seen as advocating voting something. Saheb, what's up, friend? He says, do you like rolling calls if you're in the money to avoid taxable gains? I typically do not roll calls, Saheb.
Yeah, I just don't
Because
care.
especially in a play like this, Saheb, every week is different. I understand what you're saying, but I just typically don't do that. Do you have any thoughts on that, Mediocre?
I don't roll them because it doesn't matter to me. I don't care. I'm just going to sell them anyways. If they go in the money, if they're in the money and I'm going to lose my shares, you can have the shares. I agreed to sell them at that price. Why roll it for another strike? I'll just immediately sell a put when I get my cash back. I don't care. You know what I mean?
Tyler says Tony paid me for my vote.
Oh, man.
Gus is getting saucy in his comments there.
Yeah, he is.
All right. Scarlett says we have 20 minutes, Mediocre. Can you hang for till the half hour?
Yeah, I'm not doing nothing tomorrow, so we're good. I can stick around. The comments are getting fun. I like it.
Yeah, keep it up, guys. Keep us laughing. One to watch for says, appreciate all your content, TD. Twitter as well. Thank you. I appreciate all of you that want some non-emotional middle ground info. I know it's not popular. I'm hated by the no voters and I'm blocked by all the pumpers. And tell you what, I'm okay with that.
I just like comedy, you guys. You know what I mean? Like, if it's funny, I'm down. I'm down for the funny shit, man.
Mediocre, how much fucking fun do we have all day, every day?
Nonstop.
We are cracking up most of the day. I mean, there are serious moments. Oh, what just happened? All right, figure it out real quick. But most of the day, we're just chill. Most of our trades are locked in on Monday, to be honest. We're looking for other opportunities on momentum trades and things like that. But I mean, I'm making videos. I'm reading filings. But we have a lot of fun. And I'm way more crazy sober during the week than I am even on these live streams. Would you say that's fair, Mediocre? Sometimes I know I get passionate sometimes, but I'm a pretty comedic person during the day.
We make light of a lot of stuff, you know, all kinds of stuff.
I like having fun, and I wake up every day happy.
You know, you got to have fun.
It's up to y'all to ruin it. Gus says what did he say? I have Adam's personal cell. You people are so screwed.
Oh God, Gus.
Gus, they're coming after you now. They're going to figure out who's Gus.
Gus been in the sauce tonight.
Gus is about to get doxxed. As far as I know, Gus does not have Adam's personal cell because I think he's just drinking and having fun. Tyler says, Tony, I'm waiting on that check AA sent you. Did you get your check this week, Mediocre?
Nope. Mine came from Citadel this week, Tony.
I got mine, but it bounced. So I don't know. I guess because they lost 163 million. Just a reminder, guys, everything you're hearing tonight is none of us are CPAs. We got one plumber. We got a clown, a failed actor, now a failed musician. We've been trading a long time. We try and read filings and share our humorous thoughts with you. Try and share facts from a non-emotional perspective. But nobody pays us. Nobody's promised us anything. All the bullshit. All the bullshit you hear out there about paid influencers. Maybe there is some, but it ain't us. My wife always says, I wish somebody was paying you.
The only promise I got, Tony, was from the option chain telling me how to make money.
The options chain. Well, that's information that's available to anybody for free, Mediocre.
I guess if you know how to speak the language, right?
It's all Greek to me, but I'm bumped.
That's a good one. I like it.
Bryce says, tell me about selling covered calls. Mediocre, the floor is yours. I'm going to sip on my scotch and let you chat for a minute because
What part
I
do you
probably
wanna
haven't
know
let you
about?
talk enough tonight.
I'll say, I mean, it's simple. Like for me, what I do, I'll give you guys a quick little rundown of what I do. I go in, I check a lot of information. For one, is Adam Aaron still diluting? Does he have shares? Is there a ceiling over because he's diluting? Like, is there a price where it's not going to get passed because of his dilution? Okay, that's all information I use. That's knowledge that I can use. If I sell above that price that I believe that he's diluting at, which is how we made quite a bit of money based off of that spreadsheet, even though we were wrong because short sellers were trying to take advantage of the stock. Okay, you all know that. You watch it go down to $2.38 or whatever it went down to. That happened, and it wasn't AMC. So anyway, so we know that Marin isn't done diluting. So that cloud is still over our head. He's going
That's
to
a
sell the
ceiling up
shares.
there somewhere, right?
Yeah, there's a ceiling up there. I'm not sure right where it is yet, but what I do know is he's not selling at $2. So, you know, I could play a game and say, well, this week it was $3.50. Maybe next week it's $4. I don't know yet. I haven't done any due diligence on next week yet, but my point I'm trying to make, I'm just throwing numbers out there, is I'll go and I'll find information. I'll look at the chart, see what the support resistance levels are, shit like that, technical analysis to see if it can hit a specific price. I'll check the delta on the options chain. I check a lot of shit. Then I'll do my calculation and I'll look at what potentially could happen for news. Right? Like this week we could get news on what, Tony? What could possibly come out this week?
Well, we are looking at a lot of things that are news specific. GDP, for example. We're also looking at AMC specific news like debt restructuring news, earnings announcement. This is not just looking at one chart and saying we know exactly what's going to happen. You have to have a broad perspective.
Okay. So what would be the effect if we got a debt restructuring
I wanted
agreement?
to know when to wrap up. Be done.
You know, you got to take that into account. Like, where do you think the stock price would go? You know, you put that together and you come up with an idea of where you think it would possibly be safe to sell. And then you agree to sell them. If it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. You know, you win some, you lose some. If it's sold, I would immediately take my cash and sell covered puts where I lost my shares at. That's just what I would do, knowing that he's going to be diluting on top of that because he still has all them shares. That's my thoughts on how I do it. That's really all I do.
And that's a similar strategy that you would use on any stock. But if you're holding a profitable company that's trading in a known range, it's a much simpler process to identify that covered call strike price. AMC is particularly complex, which is why we're not advocating that you just willy-nilly start selling covered calls.
Exactly.
Because if you don't know how to do all the full analysis, you might make a bad decision.
Yeah, because nobody in this group is actually just willy-nilly and selling covered calls. That's not happening.
We're putting a lot of group think and analysis. We have people that are TA experts. We have people that are economic experts. We have people that are company filing experts. We are combining all of that and coming up with the best probable outcome. It's never a guarantee. Never fucking guarantee. But once we make up our minds, and like some of us were selling 350 strikes this week. Other people weren't comfortable with that, and they sold $4 strikes. I heard that some were selling $8 strikes. Everybody makes up their own mind, but we all share the same info. A lot of it is, you know, what's your cost basis and what is your tolerance for risk? Because your shares could get exercised if it doesn't do what we think.
Right. And that's the thing is, what do you do? That's the other thing we discuss is what do we do if the trade doesn't go our way? How do we recoup our shares or our money or dollar value back to be in the same place where we don't lose? You know what I mean? We look at all these factors and determine. That's pretty much what we do.
All right, Mediocre. I think on that, we're going to wrap it up because the wife just got home. You have any parting words for the folks? Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us tonight. This has been fun.
Yeah, I did. This was a fun live stream. I got to admit, I had a good time. Hopefully, you know, people don't hate too badly. You know, we just out here trying to let people know. That's it. I'm going to say good night to everybody.
Check with me next week. We're going to be covering the Cinemark earnings. If you want to hear the earnings for IMAX, that live stream is already on my channel where we went through their earnings and listened to the call. I'll try and get a 5-minute summary out this weekend on the IMAX earnings. And I'll try and summarize all this AMC stuff into a 10-minute video tomorrow. And so Cinemark is up next. And then AMC, I'll be covering that live on May 8th. I'll for sure be live after the market closes. I might, depending on how things are going, I might do a live stream during the day that day and then stop it and do a earnings call. So we'll see. We got a lot of days between now and May 8th. But we'll be around this weekend, guys. We may do some more live streams this weekend, but even if we don't, there will be some video content coming out. So stay tuned, hit the sub button if you haven't subscribed to the channel. Watch the videos and you know, the other tickers that I'm covering. I'd love to see you guys support those more, because the more you support good content and profitable plays, the more we can teach people how to make low risk investments. And then have fun with these speculative ones. Have fun with them.
Generate an income. That's the goal, right? I'd like to see that for everybody.
And sleep well at night.
Mm-hmm. And we talk about a lot of good stocks, so it's not only AMC. I mean, this video is primarily AMC, but we're not only talking about that. Believe me.
All right, let me find the outro here so we can run it. Mediocre. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Enjoy your weekend if I don't see you. And if we do see you, then, well, thank you. Mediocre, thanks for your time, my friend. Thanks to all the mods. Thanks to everybody who tuned in this evening. Be safe this weekend. Don't drink and drive. We'll see you on the next one.
Let's go. Yo. I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. Never gonna look back.